And welcome back, ya homies. It's your boy, the man, the myth, the legend, SU3 Legacy, coming back at you with something new. We're here to talk about why these two fuckers are horny for big vampire mommy milkies.
Hey,
Why not?
hey, hey, hey. I already gave that up already. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I already learned how to say no. I don't need it.
Okay, now,
Plus, by the way, I'm pretty sure anything that got the pipe, she just gonna cut that mug off anyway. And I'm sorry, unlike Ethan, I can't just pour some green shit on myself and reattach that.
you don't know that, man.
Have you tried it?
Exactly, see?
I haven't tried it, and I'm not getting ready to try it.
Well, then you
Things
are
are
weak.
things are where they need to be, and I will leave them there.
But man, if they stitch it back on, you could grow an inch or two.
No,
Or you might lose an inch or two. It's 50-50, honestly.
look, I'm right where look, I'm good. I'm right where I need to be. I'm about to make what I got work for me, and if it is inadequate, well, oh the fuck well.
Okay. Okay. So, since y'all wanted to discuss Resident Evil 8, what is going on in the world of the village people? Resident Evil.
Fuck, it's
But
fucked up.
that all depends on what it is you want to talk about. Since I done beat the game 4 goddamn times already.
Hey, y'all chose the subject, not me. Don't pin this on me.
Wait. Before we continue on with this podcast, a
Yeah, no,
moment
no
of
spoilers.
silence
Fair enough.
for the fallen. A moment of silence for the fallen. The
Yeah, I
only
think it is fair. I
Berserk
think it is
author.
fair. Yeah, I think it is fair we talk about that actually.
Yep.
Speaking of which, as much as I joke about Final Fantasy 14, I actually did join in for the memorial event, and I gotta say, it's usually at least one time or two where somebody tries to immediately fuck with an event that serious. No, nobody. Honestly, nobody tried. Nobody tried it. I was honest to God surprised.
Cousin Kentaro
Still,
Miura
a
is just
moment of
that
silence.
respected.
Still, like I said, a moment of silence for our Lord and Savior of the Berserk manga for at least 5 seconds, and it starts now. Okay,
So can we
so
talk about? So can we
how is
talk
the
about the
new?
lewd horse?
Um,
Call him by his real name, god damn it, is Rape Horse.
I don't. I feel like that's one of the things that people kind of forget from time to time when they talk about Berserk. I mean, don't get me wrong. Fair enough that it's sad that we're pretty much like that series is never gonna get concluded. But I mean, you gotta remember how much crazy shit was in it. I'm sorry, fam. The fucking rape horse, dude.
bro, honestly, I think it fits the world perfectly, but at the same time, it's just like a what the fuck moment. Like, even horses can be possessed by demons? Are you fucking kidding me?
Hey, that horse wasn't possessed by a demon. Horse was possessed by a man that knows exactly what he wants.
Who was a demon?
Uh, Look, I understand that you had like your shortcomings when growing up, but that doesn't mean that you have to hijack a horse body just to make you feel like some sort of like NBA All-Star player.
Listen, man, he's trying to live his NTR mangas. Let him live his life.
Uh,
So,
oh my god! But yeah, it is
all
kind of sad case. Did they ever release a statement on
until Guthrie just
the
went,
cause of him
as the
passing?
title said, berserk.
Yeah, they did, and it's sadly enough, it's a type of death that most manga authors go through.
Oh, what, like exhaustion or something?
No, let me get the specifics about it because it was cause of
Bro,
death.
if you tell me Kodo Kushi, we got a fucking problem.
No, so Kentaro Miura, in case any people haven't known, is the author of Berserk. He is currently deceased as of May 6th, and he died from acute aortic dissection.
What the fuck?
The fuck
Damn.
is?
So, an aortic dissection is a serious condition in which the inner layer of the aorta, the large blood vessel branching off the heart, tears open. Blood surges through the tear, causing the inner and middle layers of the aorta to separate.
So in other words, my dude quite
Damn.
literally may have worked himself to death.
Very sadly so, and that is actually cause of death for a lot of manga creators.
Overexhaustion strikes again, I guess. And claims another
Overexhaustion is
founder
not.
of the.
No, you think overexhaustion. This was from, I believe, the One Piece author, and this is his weekly schedule.
It's like no overexhaustion is one thing. These
Well,
guys,
I know.
these guys are basically at work nonstop around the clock. They don't stop.
Yeah.
Well, I understand that like Japan is like on like the leading cases where people are overexhausted to the brim and are literally like working day in and day out. I just couldn't find the right words to like properly describe it.
Yeah, I
It's
get
just
you.
like, no, fam. I like because I definitely know, like, I know that feeling because I basically hit, like, I hit the fucking wall yesterday. Like, for all of yesterday that I was on doing what streaming and all that jazz. I was I was operating off of 2 hours of sleep, dude. You will feel that shit.
Yeah,
And these
Matt, you
and
got off lucky. So this is from my. I got the wrong author. This was from Hiroshi Shibashi, a artist over at. Where is? Okay, just the manga artist. Doesn't tell me which. He's published in Weekly Shonen Jump. There we go. His work schedule basically allows him about 3 hours of free time each week.
damn,
Jeez.
each week.
So Mondays he is allowed to sleep for 2 hours. Tuesdays 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hours on Wednesday, 5 on
Jesus.
Thursday, 5 on Friday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 on Saturday, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on Sunday. Every other day is working on either the thumbnails, getting an hour lunch, meeting with the editor, working on the cover color pages, and then working with the assistants.
Oh hell no, man. That's like that. Like that's legit suicide right there.
Yeah, manga
Bro,
authors.
I can't live without like 10 hours of sleep. I don't know how most people do it.
Yep.
It's like, dude, that again is been it's been an issue for quite a long time about people talking about how just like fucking dangerous in Japan's work culture is, but I I didn't know that it looked like that.
Yeah. Let me tell you how bad it is. I don't think there are any manga artists or creators that have lived past 50.
Jesus.
And for those that are still alive, like the creator of Naruto, he couldn't go on his honeymoon until Naruto finished.
All right, now that's just fucked up.
Yeah, the manga culture in Japan and Japan's work culture in general is just basically suicide.
Nah, fam. Big ups to the people that work on that shit because I couldn't do it.
Yep.
It's like, dude, I'm not even about to lie. Dealing with 4 hours at the edfex tends to cause me a lot of problems to the point that I legitimately can't function during the day. But to know what these guys are going through, I'm like, shit, well, I sound like a bitch.
Okay, here's a perfect way to describe it. Japan is the birthplace of karoshi, which translates to death from overwork.
Damn.
This was made in the 1970s. That's how bad it is. It's a tragedy,
Mm-mm.
and then you'll have assholes that are saying how good it is that manga artists are so dedicated to their craft they'll put their life on it. For those who think that, fuck you, by the way.
I
It's like, you know
mean,
what
why don't
thing?
you ask the one person that literally inspired a whole generation who loves superheroes? Stanley!
Well, it's like that. Like that's the thing. Stan Lee didn't get worked that hard.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he was able to take breaks because he wasn't the only,
Yeah.
uh,
To make it relevant, it's as if to make a comparison, that would be Stanley would be equal if he was working on Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, and Black Panther all the same time for 50 years, being the sole writer and artist. And like, yeah, Stan Lee also inspired a generation. He also got to live to like what, 90s?
yeah, he was like he had the best run.
How old was Stan Lee? Yeah, 95 years. The man got to live in 95 years, and he loved it. I do not think any manga artist would say the same about their workloads.
Nah, you couldn't have like basically you had like basically to have like zero, like you basically had like damn near zero human interaction that doesn't involve work. You can't function correct. You cannot function normally as a human being under those type of circumstances. It's just not possible.
Yeah, the average lifetime of manga artists is 57 years.
Oh hell no, that's the fucking average dude with the slip. Like, bro, may as well just be a goddamn caveman again.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
hell, at that point, you're more likely to live longer.
more than likely
Like,
gonna live longer doing anything.
it's like shit. That is fucking brutal.
Yeah. So, oh, I've heard did a quick read of an article that says they are trying to work on breaking the damn near sadistic work culture of Japan. Hopefully they do that.
Like shit, if they want people to stick around long enough to finish their goddamn work, they fucking better.
Yeah. But depressing thoughts
No.
aside, we can at least honor the memory of Miura because Berserk has inspired generations of work.
Oh fuck yeah, dog. Hell, look, Final Fantasy, like dog, for anybody in the Final Fantasy community, you best be thanking my dude, because Cloud wouldn't be having that big ass Buster Sword. First off, that's a direct, like that's a direct result of Berserk. There's also, well, no, yeah, no, that's part of the reason. That's part of the reason why I had absolutely no issue in taking part in the and in Final Fantasy 14. Sorry, D,
Ble-
but no,
Bless those
go
Dark
ahead.
Knights. Bless those Dark Knights. They were like lines of Dark Knights just solemnly standing with their swords in the ground as a tribute to Kentaro Miura.
I salute every single last Dark Knight that literally like pledged their loyalty to the Berserk fandom. I wish I could have joined, but sadly I had work that day.
And you know what the worst part about it is that I never actually like I still like now I kind of know that I need to go back and read the manga because I never did, and I've only seen bits and pieces of the original animated series, and the only way that I'm familiar with Berserk at all is like between the Muso game and the 2016 animations, which of course everybody will say it,
Yeah.
which of course everybody will tell you is not that great.
Fair enough.
But it's weird though. You don't have to see Berserk to know what it is.
Yeah, that's
I
just
mean, it's
how.
pretty much a household. To the anime community, Berserk is like a household name, like how Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, and Bleach.
And even for those who don't know Berserk, you'll see its inspirations in like a lot of video games and other anime.
But damn sure.
Though it is a damn shame that now, like, we won't actually see the true ending of Guts' adventures and everyone else's
You
as
know
well.
what? I done already decided I'm just gonna keep that ass fucking guts just guts just X's out the entirety of the hand. Happy ending. My man needs some rest. Yeah, it's just time to give my dude a beat tonight. Shit's fuck, yo.
Rest in peace to a legend. It's a damn shame he never got to finish his story.
Yeah. I just
Again,
hope that, like, you know what? You know, here's the thing. I just hope that nobody else tries to finish the story.
because that would be an even bigger insult. So, like, but then again, at the same time, fans are probably going to be disappointed because they'll never see like the conclusion that they wanted. But at the same time, it's not
It's
the,
like,
it's not, it won't be the ending that like the author like really wanted because his vision is probably something entirely different.
you know what? See, here's my thing, right? I can completely take fans coming up with their own theories and stories about how everything proceeds. Just as long as nobody tries to pass it off like it's the official happening, because the Lord knows that happens way too much. And you know, I just like, well, no, I didn't say what the fuck I was gonna say.
So, Kentaro Miura, we hope you finally have some rest wherever you ended up. God bless and thank you for all that you've done.
You fucking legend. But also, speaking of legends, y'all want to talk about the legend of the of the hot tub streamers.
Oh God. Well,
You,
to
you can
like literally change the conversation into something lighthearted because we were literally greeted with such grievance news. I think it's best that we try to elevate the situation as best we can, so
Oh
that
no,
way we
we are
don't
elevating
have.
the situation because
Oh,
at least thankfully Twitch kind of got in trouble for that whole hot tub. Like to the point, like, okay, so if I remember correctly, it was due to advertisers not wanting to be a part, not wanting, basically a bunch of advertisers was saying like they were gonna pull, they were gonna pull that funding from Twitch because of the bathtub streams, right? Because
the opposite actually.
wait, what?
The opposite. After some streamers got banned, then advertisers started pulling out.
Okay,
Yeah.
man, first 2020, now 2021. Like, can we get some good news for Christ's sakes?
hey, people just want the news. Nobody ever said it had to be good.
And bad news gets money. That's why J. Jonah Jameson shits on Spider-Man all the time.
Really, I thought he just decided to jump ship to trade series and
Think,
change his name to Omni Man.
think, Mark.
Omni-Man versus Spider-Man.
I
Who
swear
will
to you,
win?
wait. And the most fucked up part is that I actually went through and watched this. Dog, that was a very heavy, emotionally intense scene, and it got turned into a fucking joke.
Yeah, I'm kind of mad about that because it's such a good scene, and it's just a meme everywhere. The memes are great, but like, goddamn.
Like, yeah, the memes are great, but why do we have to do it? Like, why?
For those
Because
who
it's
don't
the
know what we're
internet.
talking about, I'm just gonna quickly. In the video that you're watching, you'll see the clip of all the think mark variations. There's so goddamn many.
My favorite is the Resident Evil 8 one.
True. I really can't. I can't have a favorite on that fucking meme. I can't, cause all of them are so damn good. It's fucking ridiculous.
I wish they'd make one for a Godzilla versus Kong one, so I can literally post it up.
Oh, there probably is. I'll find it.
Just seeing Kong laid the fuck out and Zilla over his head. It's like fucking Zilla over his head. Think Kong. I can spew radioactive breath from my mouth. Did you really think you were gonna win?
Or like better yet, like it's like the alternate version where like Kong is like doing that to Godzilla after he got beat by
After he got his
Mechagodzilla.
ass beat by Mecha.
Why do you think that you're the top shit? Think, Godzilla. You're fighting so that one day humans will build a bigger mech to beat your ass.
No, in that case, you almost got Shrek by monsters 3 times, and the only reason why you made it out of 2 fights was because you had help.
Oh my god, that's actually true. Holy shit, I did not think that through.
It's like that. Like again, that was the funniest thing to me about that, and about the whole Godzilla King Kong thing. It's like, oh, he'll just use thermal. Like, dog, did y'all like? I feel like everybody forgot the fact that the only reason why he was able to pull that off was because Mothra passed the power on to him. It's like,
Not to mention the fact,
he's not gonna just do that at will.
not to mention also the fact when he was facing off against the Mudos, and the only way they could give him some breathing room was if they blew up the nest.
So it's like, yeah, you might be the king of the monsters, but you also the king of getting bitched at. You also the king of getting bitched on. And the only reason why you make it out of fight is because somebody helps. Meanwhile, the homie Kong, yeah, you can say what you want to about my dude passing out after getting, laced with napalm, but I'm sorry, fam. My dude decided to fuck up a whole squid in its own environment. We getting ready, like y'all getting ready to give my man his respect.
But Matt, monkey.
Indeed, monkey, indeed. Think, monkey!
And yeah, there's only think Kong, think. No, think Godzilla, think.
Or think like monkey, think.
Wait, now you say that, but what's the context in that one?
Oh, of the Omni-Man meme parodies.
Oh yeah.
I know, but what's the context of it?
Godzilla doing the think mark think to Kong. It's in the Discord right there. You can see it. Also, my favorite. I posted my HD when they'll do something. I'm not sure what. Also, I found my favorite version of the Omni-Man meme. It's the one where J. Jonah Jameson is beating the shit out of Parker, and then it has an entire tirade by J. Jameson.
Fair enough. Oh my god. But yeah, back to that whole Twitch thing. I'm like, that was something that I was curious about. So you remember how I said that there was that whole one of the caveats that people streamers could be as young as 13 and yada yada and all that jazz. Now, is there any sort of rules against potentially underage streamers using that fucking tag? Because if I'm gonna be honest with you, that is a source of great anxiety.
And that tag would be what, the hot tub tag?
Yeah, the fucking hot tub tag.
Yeah, the hot tub category.
I feel like they should just remove it altogether, because like all this other useless shit, not to mention on top of that, YouTube going through some big changes this year.
It's like, nah, dude. Here's my whole thing about it, right? Now it's about to get to the point where a lot of them bad. Now they have competition, and the whole thing is that again, when I first started hearing about this, I'm like, okay, so are they using this to promote any sort of interesting content or stuff like that? And I just saw there was a bunch, it was just a bunch of people just doing a bunch of random bullshit while being in a bathtub in a bikini and shit. And I'm like, okay, so this is basically just them attempting to be sexual while staying within Twitch's guidelines. Yeah, that's not really doing anything for me because it's even the content y'all ain't making any actual content. You basically just doing some chat roulette type shit and getting away with it. And then on top of that, there was also the fact, and then it was funny because I saw the video where Valkyrie gave her opinion on the whole thing, and it's funny when you see big Twitch names talk about it because aren't all that worried about it. When really they should have been the ones who were the most worried about it. Because again, I'm pretty sure, no, we had that conversation before, right, Sal, about
You brought up
the
your
whole
fears. I kept.
that whole thing with potentially underage kids jumping thing, and just as well as I do that underage kids ain't exactly the brightest bulbs in the pack. And all it would take is just one weirdo handing out a big oh fuck, I almost made a completely wrong innuendo there, and I would not have felt right about that. Give them a big donation and they end up doing something that they really shouldn't, and then boom, Twitch gets taken down for hosting CP, and that's a
One
problem that
second.
we all suddenly have to deal with.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until somebody subs and forces you to do a challenge that goes against your morals.
It's like no, it's
For
not
like
no,
Twitch
it's not
subs.
even that. Like I said, it's just you're dealing with kids that might be a bit naive, and all it takes is one doing something that causes a problem for everybody else. Then all of a sudden, next thing you know, everybody on Twitch is out there revenue. Somebody that's because some kid decided, like, hey, this dude donated $1,000 for me to whip my top off, yada yada, some craziness like that. Then, like I said, then everybody else is out their positions on Twitch because somebody wasn't thinking.
I believe you're blowing that out of proportions, Matt. The entire site would not get shut down. It's more than likely the child's stream would get shut down immediately, and Twitch would cover its bases. Because one streamer doing something doesn't mean that Twitch is automatically held responsible for it. Otherwise, Google would have been shut down for a long ass time, considering all those fucked up kids games you see on the kids app.
True enough.
Yeah.
I don't know, but then again, you might be right, but that's still a gamble I don't want to take.
Sure, Twitch has something in the eulism on that stuff.
It's like, yeah, but they also had something in there about nudity and excessive skin showing, but look at what the fuck happened there.
If it makes money, they'll do anything.
But
it's just
I
like
don't
an
know,
old
man.
saying. It's just like an old saying: give a person firewood, and they'll end up accidentally burning down the forest.
But I don't know. It's gonna be a decent way to weed out, who actually making decent stuff and who just there to be there.
Isn't that the same? That's the same for every category on Twitch. Just chatting, the mukbang stuff, gaming, and this. The ones who make good content or decent enough content or that develop a fan base will keep growing bigger. Everyone else, shit out of luck.
Yeah, you ain't fucking kidding about that.
No, I say like safe challenges like mukbang and like ASMR. Like that's kind of
I mean, if we gonna be honest with it, not even mukbangs really are all that safe.
I mean, it destroyed that one dude's life.
Oh
what
hell
happens
yeah!
if someone chokes on stream?
It's like no, it's not even that. It's like, okay, look, so it's already a regular thing, right? That the U.S. is going through a fucking major health crisis. Last thing you really want to be promoting is a bunch of fat bastards eating food that they really shouldn't, right?
Mm.
And again, I usually don't talk about this sort of stuff, but I remember having a conversation with my moms a little while ago, and all of a sudden we just had our conversation jumped into by an above average weight individual. like I'm just fucking. I'm gonna say overweight, dude. Look, I get the whole thing of people wanting to be comfortable in the skin, in their own skin, and nothing's wrong, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like, dude, you are in a very serious place with your health. Why are you trying to make everybody think that that's okay?
There's a difference between fat acceptance and obese acceptance.
It's like, no, fam, that's like, no. What you basically asking me is to accept your suicide via spoon.
No, that's what I mean. There's a very big difference between the two. You can be fine to be fat. I mean, fuck's sake, I'm like 200 something pounds. That's fine. 600 or 700, that's a mental issue that you need to deal with.
I mean, which do you think is more painful, a bullet to the head or slowly eating your way at your life? That's literally draining by with every pound you gain.
It's
Well,
like,
neither. They
no,
both kill you relatively instantly. The fat, you don't really go in pain. You just eventually everything just stops working.
Yeah, but it's just
I'm like, no.
one's
Here's
painless,
here's
the
the thing.
other
That
is
actually
slow.
that actually is a slow death. If you want me to tell you the truth.
No, it
It
is. I mean,
is.
but it's not painful. Is what I meant.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there are some people who have to amputate their own body parts just so that they can live. Like,
It's like, yeah, people straight up lose body parts, getting heart attacks, heart disease. It's a lot like that. Like the thing about obesity, right, is that when it comes to being overweight, it's everything that happens because of it, not being overweight itself. That's the problem.
Yeah.
no. Hang on a sec. Obesity is not a problem by just. It's not a condition. It's a choice. You are choosing to be
Oh no,
obese.
no.
You can
Here's the
literally.
thing, right? Here's the thing. Food is an easily addictive substance. That cannot be denied. That being the
Yeah.
case, again, what you need to be like, what really needs to be aware of people that have addictive personalities, because you fall into a food addiction far easier than you can anything else, especially here in the U.S. There's a reason why most other nations in the world don't have, don't have obesity problems. Is because fucking yeah, most other places tend to use a lot of public transport, so you can just walk to most places you can. In most places you can get to, their portion sizes are correct, so you don't really have to worry all that much. I'm like, dog, do you know I'm only just now finding out that pack of
That a pack of what?
like no the average serving size to a pack of ramen noodles is half the block. Excuse me, half the block and half the seasoning packet.
Really?
Yeah, you are actively eating two servings, and I think it's like what 100 and something calories per serving, maybe more than that. Don't even get me started on fucking Pop Tarts. You get two in a pack, but only one Pop Tart. But one Pop Tart is a serving. Not to mention, if you go anywhere else in the world, fucking our small is about their medium. Large is like their fucking extra large.
Yep.
So you just be sitting there thinking about it. It's like, yeah, it's very easy to be overweight in the U.S.
There's a reason we're
And
called Land of the Free, home of the Whopper.
exactly. So yeah, like that being the case, I don't know, man. I can't get behind these people that always doing like seriously, man. The day that I had somebody tell me that I'm being fat phobic because I decided to take care of my health, dude, I have never been blown on some shit that as hard as I was that day.
Hmm.
Shit's fucking weird, dude.
Yeah. Well, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. I'll always say, let people live their life, but I'll always tell you, live your life in moderation. Devin, what do you think? You like fat chicks?
And suddenly silence.
Yeah, well, he muted himself to go do something.
Yeah. It's like, nah, fam. I ain't about to sit here and say that I can't do nothing with fat women, because I can. It's just I myself am very concerned how I'm very concerned with my physical health. That being the case, I take it seriously. And I'd much rather have a partner that's willing to do the same thing with theirs.
That's perfectly fair. Yeah, everyone
But
get choose how to live their life. If it's positive or negative, I'm not going to stop you.
right. So, oh no, I have made a mistake.
We all make mistakes in life. Since when is it ever easy?
I'm
Oh,
getting
it never has been.
philosophical up in this bitch.
You know what?
Somebody joined in. I wonder who.
Yep, just me. Just wanted to pop in and say what's up. And still on GTA. We're doing the Cayo Perico heist, trying to get this money. So,
All right.
I shall be back.
Have fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I am legitimately surprised that GTA is still going as long as it has been.
Kidding me?
There's,
That's like the world's most popular adult game in terms of like video game genre.
yeah.
If that was the case, I'd say Call of Duty.
Oh, let's be honest. Call of Duty's popularity is from kids, not adults.
Yeah, but like GTA is like known worldwide. Like even news crews literally complain about it on a daily basis.
Well, yeah, that's because, like, dude, it's not even because they actually complain about it because there's some valid complaint to make. It's like, dog, look, you're swinging at the lowest hanging fruit on the tree doesn't mean you're really proving a point.
When has Fox News ever had any genuine points?
It's like, Grand Theft Auto promotes criminal behavior, but it's a satire on real life.
I mean, is it?
Yeah, that was the direct point. Like that was the direct point of especially Grand Theft Auto 5, 4 and 5. Absolutely. Think about half the ridiculous shit that goes on. Think about half of the over the top shit that goes on in the Grand Theft Auto series. Would you really see anything like that in real life, except for in movies and TV?
Well, that itself is not satire. So knows. I don't know. I actually have to play the stories for one of those games. I have both 4 and 5. I need to actually play the stories to come up with a response to that.
It's it's like when you go through all of them, it's just all a bunch of over the top nonsense. To me, it's the same thing as the people that complained about Call of Duty promoting violence because kids shoot guns in the game. Completely forgetting the fact that those games were those games were originally based off of World War I and World War II and all that other jazz. It's like, dog, again, you're taking a swing at the lowest hanging fruit on the tree as if that represents all of gaming itself. Completely forgetting the fact that, it started from things that actually did happen. It just tends to rhyme back to that whole video games make people violent thing. And of course, the immediate response is like, damn, the shit Hitler playing must have been lit.
The actual thing, and it's closer to alcohol, is that it helps release inhibitions, but those all those desires had already been there.
Like, I don't know. Can we change the subject? I'm starting to get frustrated again.
Of course. Let's
to the point,
right.
y'all notice the fact that my voice is going out, right?
That's
Indeed.
because you're an alcoholic, Matt. You have to accept that part of yourself.
All right, let's all go to the real topic that we've been trying to get to all night. The big, old, bootylicious Lady Demetress of Resident Evil.
You mean the absolutely crazy lady that's willing to chop your dick off? Yeah, let's talk about that.
To be fair, you did break into her house and murder her daughters, so I think she's kind of justified on that one.
But then again, I wouldn't have had any reason to kill her daughters if they didn't attack me. So it's self-defense.
Matt, you broke into their house. They're justified here.
What Matt said. I mean, like, literally, they tried to eat you, and not in a good
It's
way.
Hey, here's the thing, right? They could have just said, hey, what the fuck are you doing in here? Get out. And most likely nothing would have happened. Or better yet, hey, don't kidnap my daughter. Fuck.
Matt, you came to their village and chose violence. Honestly, this is just showcasing your dangerous psychopath.
What do you mean I came to that village and I chose violence? I got kidnapped
by Mr. Redfield, good sir. Now you're blaming innocent villagers.
You know what? No, actually, scratch that. This whole thing started. Like, wait, has anybody give a fuck about spoilers? No, hell no. This is goddamn this
spoilers for this morning. Look at the video and go skip to this part to avoid spoilers. Have a good night.
Exactly. Spoiler warning. I'm sorry, fam. This whole thing started because the crazy bitch decided to kidnap my wife, take a place, snatch my daughter for no fucking reason. That's what brought me to the village in the first. And then Chris showed up, explained nothing, and then shot my boy's wife to death, or whom he thought was his wife, because again, Chris didn't explain shit to him.
And he doesn't have to. Gosh, Chris is above good and evil, dude.
Are we forgetting the fact that he literally just up in the atoms, just literally popped the cap in his wife, like literally?
It's like, look, I'm sorry, fam, but you won't if a dude saw his wife just get shot dead by somebody he thought he was his friend, you would have some questions, wouldn't you?
And it's more important for them to get the job done. God, Ethan doesn't need to know. He can always find another one, Matt. There are fish in the sea.
Look. I'm sorry. Considering that all of this happened due as a direct result of what Ethan is, what nobody explained to him what the situation was. Yeah, I'd say you got a right to be a little bit pissed.
And Mia being a goddamn terrorist. So.
No. You know damn well that I explained what the hell this situation was at the end of that game. You damn well know it.
Yeah, she's a terrorist.
No. Well, yeah, no. The chick who kidnapped Ethan's wife, yeah, absolutely.
No, Mia.
No.
Yes.
Not at all.
She's a direct result of creating Evelyn. She's a bioterrorist.
No, she didn't create Evelyn.
Yeah,
her job was to keep, her job was to keep an eye on her and keep her from doing a whole bunch of fuck shit.
So she's a bioterrorist. You admit to this?
No. The company that they were working for,
She was tasked with transporting Evelyn on the cargo ship Annabelle to the facility in Central America. She is a bioterrorist.
Does it mean that she intended for that shit to happen?
Oh, I'm sorry. If I help Hitler kill off the Nazis, the Jewish, COVID's got me fucked up, man. The vaccine's got me fucked up right now. If I help Hitler murder the Jewish people, am I a Nazi, man? Is that a yes or no question? That's a yes or no question. Answer it.
Yeah, of course it's a fucking yes, you son of a bitch.
Alright then, so Mia is a goddamn bioterrorist.
But it's like, no. The thing was that she wasn't contracted by the company. She just worked for them.
So she is a bioterrorist.
No, more like a mercenary. She wasn't entirely kept into the idea of everything that was getting ready to happen.
I mean, this is the Umbrella Corps we're talking about here. And the Umbrella Corps is known for all kinds of shady shit.
So yeah, bioterrorist. Unknowing does not absolve her of those sins.
Well, neither does literally being lied to by the company, literally telling you it's going to be a routine babysitting job, then you're accidentally transporting the world's most dangerous child who's able to control mold with her fucking mind.
By the way, she was an active researcher of the company as well. Like, she knew.
Well, fuck, I can't defend that.
Oh, shit, you got me there.
Yeah. What are we researching? Yeah, she gets off scot-free with power of love and nobody telling Ethan. Yeah, your wife's the reason for all this shit happening, by the way.
Well, no, I didn't. Well, you know what? No, I did. Well, you know what? No, beginning of 8.
No, what'd you say? You cut out.
I was like, no, that was part of the reason why I was pissed off at me at the beginning of 8 because fucking 8 was a direct result of 7. Her deciding to take the fucking job after Ethan warned her not to.
Dude, bioterrorism is the new thing. We'll make millions, Ethan. Oh no, I've ruined my life. Who could have seen this coming?
And I've ruined my life and yours.
Oh no, the consequences of my own actions.
The consequences of my own action. We meet again.
I mean, hang on a sec. Are we not going to forget the fact that this man, Ethan, has literally taken a beating from the first, Resident Evil 7 all the way to Resident Evil 8 and is still walking around like,
well, to be fair, the whole thing, well, no, the thing is that he died at the beginning of 7 and became a sentient living mold monster with his own personality. Basically,
prototype.
It's basically a prototype situation. He became one of the molded, but he retained, he was able to resist Evelyn's influence. Which was pretty much the reason why he was considered to be so damn special throughout the game.
That would have been a helpful hint, during the wedding ceremony. It's like, oh, here, will you say your vows? I do. Your mold. What?
Well, again, that's the whole issue. Nobody fucking explains anything in this damn series.
And you wonder why Ethan stayed behind to sacrifice himself for
he was already he was dying at that point. He wasn't gonna make it out of that, and it was either him stay behind, sacrifice himself to blow that giant fucking mutant baby fetus up,
or have Chris do it and kill both of them.
I'm still recovering.
And of course, they weren't getting ready to kill off Chris because, let's face it, right? This dude is basically Ethan was supposed to be the face of the last two Resident Evil games. Let's be honest, it was fucking Chris.
Fam, what face? He ain't got no face.
Exactly, that's what I was trying to say.
Well,
It's
considering
like,
the fact that considering the fact that somehow he's the most prominent character on the cover of Resident Evil 8. Well,
Hold on, let me see this.
well, if anything, I'd say that. Well, then again, if like Ethan was on the cover of his own game, you probably just only see his hands and not his face.
And this is exactly. This is just Werewolf Chris Redfield. By the way, I'm kind of mad we didn't get Werewolf Chris Redfield.
honest to God, I was kind of pissed about that too because I was swearing up and down like, yo, we finally gonna get to see Chris. Chris is gonna be a werewolf. Chris is gonna be a werewolf. Yeah, no, nothing to do with any of that.
No,
I thought it was just misled advertisement, like, because the poster literally, like, had me thinking, like, Chris
Like,
was
not
either being
like
manipulated.
not even just the poster, but the fucking marketing to go with it.
yeah. The box art itself is half Chris, half werewolf, implying
Yeah,
he becomes a werewolf.
Yeah, I'm literally thinking that the Boulder Puncher himself is gonna become like some sort of mutated lichen, and we're gonna have to save him at the end of the game.
But you know what?
Like, that's what I'm thinking.
Speaking of the Boulder Puncher, can I just talk about the fact that I absolutely love that fucking reference? I absolutely love Heisenberg to that in this boss fight.
Oh yeah, I was totally like dumbfounded.
Like, dog, the fact that he refers to him as Chris, that boulder punching asshole. Like, yes, somebody said it.
It is now officially canon in the Resident Evil franchise.
Also, can we also talk about okay, let's talk about how this story actually plays out, right? Because again, we're gonna go over this from square one. No, Chris doesn't know that his wife got Ethan doesn't know that his wife got kidnapped by Miranda at the beginning of the game, and nobody bothers to tell him, right? So all of a sudden, Chris and his crew just rocks up and blows her to shreds. Keep in mind that also, can we acknowledge the fact that this took 5 shots directly to the dome and acted like that wasn't nothing?
The first sign that something should have been wrong, Ethan. God damn it!
It was like no. The thing was that he thought she was dead because she stopped moving after he walked up and put 5 caps in her head. That was the thing about it. Like, yeah, 1 gunshot, okay, you gonna feel that, but that shouldn't have been the thing that did it. But also, I'm gonna say right now, yeah, part of the shit that went down in the game, I still feel like came down to the fact that Chris just refuses to tell people pertinent information. Like, you know, he did that whole thing where I didn't want to tell you because I knew you wanted to get involved. I mean, that's his fucking wife. Of course he was gonna want to get involved. What the fuck were you expecting?
Well, at that point, it's the realization no matter what he did, Ethan was going to get involved. And
exactly,
if the threat of force from Chris Redfield and his Wolf unit probably would have been a better deterrent than telling him the truth.
Like, the moment his daughter got kidnapped, I mean, you would think you would like try to phone in on Ethan, explain to him what the fuck is going on, so that way he knows what he's up against. But like,
and then because the other thing is, right, it's like, dude, you know this dude isn't entirely human anymore. He might be more of an asset to you on the field than off the field. Yeah, you know, considering the shit that he went through considering everything that he went through with the Bakers and everything, that, I don't know, to me, somebody that might have the sort of powers you might see out of Nemesis would be somebody I bring into a fight.
I mean, I practically use him as a bullet sponge.
Because apparently the dude was just able to heal through anything.
Yeah, with the power of Slurm, dude.
I fucking hate the fact that you keep calling it that.
That's what it is.
I want somebody to make a spot for first aid.
I will do it myself if I get RE8.
Oh my god.
To bounce off what you're saying, I can see this from Chris' perspective because Miranda's using Rose, the new Evelyn. There could be the risk of them controlling Ethan, and if he knows what they're planning, what Chris is planning, then Miranda can use that against them.
But I mean, yeah, though. But the whole problem was the reason why shit went south in the first place is because she attacked the transport. She attacked the transport while they were moving anyway. So at that point, you had to figure that she might have came after Rose anyway. So why not fill him in? Because he's just going getting involved in it anyway.
No, that's the point. That's because Ethan could be a liability if she has Evelyn and can use her mold controlling powers. She controls Ethan. Ethan in this scenario knows what Chris and them are planning. Then she gets away scot-free because now she knows where to go to avoid the bombs that they're setting up.
Well, no, that was the whole that was the whole thing about it, though. That's the reason why Ethan was so unique. He was able to resist her completely. All the rest of the motive were completely mind controlled by Evelyn. They just couldn't touch Ethan. That's the reason why he was such a dangerous factor to him.
But would you want to risk that against someone who actually has a good decades of experience messing around with biochemistry like this?
Bioorganic
I mean,
weapons.
no, because see, here's the thing, right? If it was a case where that would have been an issue, she would have already had him mind control at that point. You remember, Miranda was directly next to him. If she wanted to take him over, she could have did that at any point.
In this scenario, Ethan has no information worth sharing. But if because he's still in his fucking white ass podcaster get up right now. But in this scenario where he's told by Chris what's going on, he comes in with fully decked out SWAT gear and everything. Then Miranda realizes this is a bit interesting. What are you planning? And then amplifies, let's say, Baby Rose's abilities to fully control Ethan. Is that a risk worth taking at that point?
Well, it's like that's the thing. They already knew that they were getting ready to chop this kid up in order to reform the actual Evelyn. Keep in mind, this is a series that dropped. Keep in mind, this is a series that dropped the dude who was supposed to be getting the president's daughter back with nothing but a handgun. Yeah, and they only just now learned, hey, maybe we should give him a little something more than that. Again, like I said, we've already been through the fact that Ethan's had, and keep in mind, right, that Ethan was being controlled. Ethan got infected by a modified, stronger version of the mold. Miranda didn't have that.
Okay.
And the thing was that Rose was created as a DNA combination between the mold, Ethan, and Mia. So I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have touched them.
Also, I have another question. If Mother Miranda is able to give like her sons and daughters like powers like of immortality, like
technically no, she didn't act like the thing was she didn't actually give them powers. The thing was that they had you know those weird fetus things that they had in jars that you would see after you bring down a ball from time to time. Yeah, that's where their powers came from. Yeah, the Cadol parasites, that's where the powers actually came from. So the thing was that she didn't have any direct control over them.
So explain to me why Heisenberg lost when he has the power of fucking Magneto at his fingertips. Like you would think he would be invincible.
Oh, because you can you can add a power of magnetism. She ain't about to beat an explosion.
C4, there's no metal in it. Think, Ethan, think.
Okay. So I don't know.
It was the thing was that basically they were gonna lose. You were going up against a dude with a modified version of the mold that you all were infected with. This dude is fucking immortal at this point. You forget the fact that the only why Ethan came close to death was because Miranda tore this dude's heart out and his body couldn't regenerate that much. Beating this dude wasn't gonna do you no good. I mean,
so realistically, Dimitrescu had the best shot considering she kept cutting him to pieces.
She more or less had the best chance of getting rid of him, but even still, she couldn't do it.
Because they kept playing with him rather than just kill him at the beginning.
Exactly.
When I was playing through most of the first few chapters of Resident Evil 8, I've started noticing some hints. Like when Lady Dimitrescu tasted Ethan's blood, she literally said, "Starting to go a little stale." It's like, that's interesting. And then later on, when she cuts off his arm and then he magically glues it back together, I'm like, okay, I'm no medical professionist, but I don't think you could just literally reattach your arm like that and expect it to. So I was thinking all right, something's definitely wrong.
Devin, that's the power of Slurm, dude. Come on.
It's like, look, here's the thing, right? I'd be willing to believe that, but you gotta remember that this is a fucking series that somehow regular ass plants have the ability to counteract this zombification process, and they never explain why.
Oh, they don't. The lore is that all the main characters get through in a perfect no-hit run.
The magical power of marijuana.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, the only time they actually bring up infections with other characters is in the Outbreak series, where if you get bit, you do get infected, and if it reaches 100%, you become a zombie.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird, I guess.
I mean,
But
for most players, you do for the most of the main characters, you play like special forces type dudes. Leon was presumably was actually supposed to be SWATs, I believe.
you know what?
So,
Honest to
like-
God, that would have made a lot more. That would have made a lot more sense for him making it out of Resident Evil 2. To be honest.
Yeah.
But
You
that
notice it
still
because
doesn't make
his
sense in-
uniform is a lot more armored than the other officers.
But that doesn't make sense in my opinion because Claire got bitten and the only thing she was wearing was a fucking leather jacket. So she should have been a zombie, right?
When did she get bitten?
Like literally like any other like quick time animation that you fail. And
No,
on
like
top
I
of that-
said, the lore for the game is that all the characters get through with perfect runs, never getting hit.
But at the same time, oh wait, what was I gonna say?
It's like
Oh, yeah, wait,
by story stand them getting hit is just a consequence of gameplay. By story, they never get touched.
Oh, all right, that explains a lot. Because I was about to say like, does like Chris Redfield's like thick skin that she inherited from her brother or some shit?
No, that's because of Chris's steroid abuse.
Oh, of course.
Like, look here, but you know what? And see, the funniest thing is, I'm still convinced they was doing like the BSAA was doing some sort of gene therapy on folks that they weren't talking about. Again, major spoilers for the ending of Resident Evil 8, but there was that whole, they ended up introducing a plot line that the BSAA were using bioweapons as soldiers. That being the case, Chris being able to punch a boulder in order to move it, yeah, I'm just gonna say that dude was infected with some version of the virus that didn't cause him immediately transform, but did give him an insane amount of strength.
The S virus, the steroid virus.
The testosterone virus is another name for the T virus.
The T virus.
Indeed. Just pure
Fucking Claire, Claire was infected with the E virus. What? The estrogen virus. Okay, that makes sense.
So that's why Chris keeps telling Leon to fuck his sister. It all makes sense now.
Wait, so does that mean that Leon is infected with the S virus, aka the synth virus or
no, he just had he is a subject of plot armor like a motherfucker.
No, the synth virus is the villain from Resident Evil 6. I need to get his name. Give me a second. Simmons.
Wasn't it Simmons?
Yeah, Simmons. That he's the simp virus. Literally turned his secretary into Ada Wall because that's how much he wanted to fuck Ada.
But where were we? Right about the time that oh yeah. Also, another detail that I didn't realize, right? Did you know the fucking merchant was actually a mutant?
I have to. I imagine, because I had to imagine because it tied all together. The merchant in 4 was a Ganado too.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
so the merchant in 4 was a Ganado, but no, the reason why I say that was because the merchant himself had his own,
yeah, he had his own Gadal virus in the jar.
which is again another interesting detail, which also now that I know that the merchant was a Ganado, it makes it that much funnier that the merchant actually references that he references the Resident Evil.
Hey, what are you buying?
I mean, you can't expect someone that fat to get around the castle so easily without having
It's
some
like
sort
no,
of hidden
it's
power.
here's the thing, right? The reason why that was so goddamn interesting is because clearly you never see this dude walk, right? Yet somehow he was able to get in. He was able to get into Heisenberg. That being the case, how did he do that? Is the bigger question.
The same way the merchant does. The power of their respective parasite.
Because it's that's the thing. When it comes to the merchant, no, that's the thing with the merchants. There's multiples of them.
Oh, unless you play professional mode, where there's only one.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, if you kill the merchant in professional mode, that's it. So it's implied that so normal mode and easy gameplay wise is just multiple merchants. Story wise, yeah, there's only one, and you're just walking around everywhere.
Huh. Okay. That's actually a fairly interesting detail.
Yeah, they all share the same voice.
You all share the same blood as us.
What are you buying?
What are you selling? Fucking love the
Dog,
merchant.
wait, why is it that my voice sounds so much better when I've lost it?
Because it's healing, and now you can do the gravelly Metal Gear Solid 4 Snake voice.
Oh, and speaking of
Otacon.
selling, speaking of selling, how many crazy people bought like the insane $1,000 collector's edition with like the fucking Chris Redfield jacket?
Honest to God, if I had known about it, and I could have, because I ain't gonna lie, fucking Chris's jacket was pretty fucking sweet.
Were you willing to spend like fork over like 10K just to get like one flimsy jacket in a suitcase that
Like,
literally
dude,
looks like a piece of cardboard?
that fucking like dog. Look, here's the thing, right? Depending on the material, like what material was that jacket made with?
I'm looking it up
I
right
have
now.
no
Give me a
idea.
minute.
Though, if you ask me, like people should have, like, I don't know what Capcom's problem is when it comes to marketing because their collector's edition is just, like Chris Redfield statue. Maybe if it was Lady Demetress statue, that shit would sell like hotcakes.
No, man, no. They planning on like no. They know exactly what they're doing. Which is like they're gonna sell a basic version of that and a super deluxe with the removable dress, and they just gonna be, and folks is just gonna be sitting there throwing money at it.
And Chris's jacket is made of wool.
Or
Oh
better
hell
yet,
yeah, that's an actual fucking jacket. Fuck yes, I would have bought that. That is a sweet ass jacket.
damn.
Like that's some shit you could just wear.
Here we go. Resident Evil is charging $1,500 for Chris Redfield's boring Resident Evil Village coat. Aw, dude, come on! Don't say it like that. Like,
One,
Like, dude, that motherfucker. Like, dog, look, that motherfucking coat is stylish. All right.
now, if you want
Bro.
stylish, you get Dante's coat from the Devil May Cry 5 Limited Edition.
You know, I was so tempted, but at the same time,
How-
I literally held my phone
Honest
back.
to God, if I would have taken it, like, if I would have had, I would much rather prefer Nero's pullover.
Honestly, Nero's pullover or Virgil's coat.
Looks like there was a version for Nero's coat, which is nice looking.
No, honestly, like, I bet you, like, there's someone out there who's planning on making an actual life-size statue of Lady Demetress and, like, posting in some sort of
Oh,
convention.
dude, like, dog, of course, people are gonna do that. The second they saw big, tall, thick woman, immediately monkey brain.
Hell, even the female cosplay community was like, let's cash in on this, like, little endeavor. And, like, literally, Instagram and everywhere
I'm like,
else is just popping up.
oh, you forget the fact that they straight up had a mod ready during the first demo.
Damn.
So if you want to know how bad it was, Gary posted this meme a while back in the Not Safe for Work about with the meme collector's edition. And before you get into that, more info about the jackets. You could buy the version with Nero's jacket for 6,600 yen, or $6,600, or V's jacket for $5,400.
Oh, so they really didn't put that much stock in V.
He was only there as a spoilers for Devil May Cry 5. He was only there as a vehicle to get Virgil back.
Yeah, more or less. Like, look, I'm sorry, dog. How old is Devil May Cry 5 now? There's no reason to throw out spoiler alert. If anybody haven't played it, that's your fault.
I throw it out because
2019.
Yeah,
so
say
it's a
that
year
because
game.
Devil May Cry 5 is one of the best action games ever made. You guys should go play it.
I literally have the collector's edition.
Damn straight
the
you do.
deluxe edition.
Like, look, look, all I am is mad that I can't get the fucking special edition on PS5 because I want that fucking Muso mode.
Shit, I want a fucking legendary mode.
I'm sorry, could you imagine a Muso game with specifically Devil May Cry gameplay?
The PC version of Devil May Cry 4 was basically that.
I'm just like, oh my god, that shit looks so fucking cool. I'm not like, I mean, I'm a slight edge lord, so I'm gonna say this right now. Fucking watching Virgil pull off fucking Judgment Cut in on a massive group of enemies. That shit is hype.
Man, it wasn't Judgment Cut. It was Judgment Nut!
Indeed! Fuck Dante. Fuck
want you-
Nero. Virgil's where it's
I
at.
want you to leave this goddamn podcast and never come back.
Too bad, I'm in charge of recording and you can't get rid of me.
Speaking of leaving in a hurry, which was your guys', or at least what was the most scariest moment for you guys when you
Oh,
played
that fucking
Resident
baby,
Evil 2?
dude.
Oh, Matt was being a baby about the baby. Gosh.
Bro, I had to say that baby was more terrifying with me too. I think I have a
I'm
video
like,
of
dog,
it somewhere.
look, just to have a gigantic meat fetus coming at you out of nowhere. You know what, honest guy, the scariest part about that was because I couldn't see it
Oh,
until it got close. If like I could like you, here's the thing. I've made it through horror games where I wasn't able to fight back. I made it through both of the Outlast games. That wasn't a problem. It was I think the only other horror game that really fucked with me on that level was Amnesia, but mostly that was just because looking at the monsters could just make you faint for no fucking reason.
now
But
I
like
will tell
no,
you this. I will tell you this. When I played PT and I saw that baby in the sink, I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
Exactly. It wasn't
Like
that
literally.
scary. It's just a grown-up version of the funky fetus, dude. Come on.
uh, nah, it's just a grown up version of Norman Reedus' Amazing Fetus.
Hell yeah.
Oh god. Please
Oh come
God.
on, you act like you ain't never played Death Stranding. Which, by the way, fuck everybody that says that game's bad. It is great.
It
I've never
is
touched it.
basically. Don't think of it as playing a video game. Think of it as playing a motion art painting or some shit like that.
Like no, it's not. Like no, it's
You're
not even that. It's that the game is more story focused than gameplay focused, but the gameplay ain't that bad either.
Yeah, dude, it's mail time, mail time, mail time.
It's
Anyways,
like
I
it's extreme. Like it's extreme Amazon. Well, no, no, yeah, that's Amazon's training simulator.
Agent Ori's worst nightmare.
The next day, AJ comes in that big ass getup.
Like no, no, no. He comes in that big ass getup. What are you wearing that for? Fucking delivering pizzas.
He
Bite,
literally
bite.
has like the
Sip,
baby
sip.
on his butt.
Well, like no, what the fuck? Like I feel like we have gotten way off track on this Resident Evil 8 conversation.
It's a general podcast. We can get as off track as we want.
True enough,
Anyways,
true enough.
back to on track. Like the baby scene just carries more weight with it because it takes away your weapons and then it puts you up against a foe that you cannot defeat and where you are forced to literally hide Outlast style.
You know what? See,
Since I
no.
was-
You know what? See, the thing, like the most horrifying thing about that situation, the reason why they chose that to be a giant baby fetus, I feel like that was somebody playing on the fear of people being a parent.
Actual dev information. It's based off Ethan's fear of failing Rose.
Okay, so yeah, I was fairly close. Yeah, no.
Because again, we've spoiled a lot of this. It's not. There's no actual fetus down there. It's Ethan is high off his mind.
Yeah, it's all in his head. The chick and the actual Angie, her ability is to basically screw up people's heads via a flower that grows in the grave site just prior to the entrance to the mansion.
What makes it funny as hell if you remember her scenes with the doll running around. That's just a woman hunched over running around with this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, she wasn't she wasn't hunched over per se.
No, but like the mental image, like the first scene with the doll comes up on Ethan and then just running around, like the mental image of like this woman hunched over running around with it is funny.
Yeah, that is kind of funny.
I can just imagine it being in some sort of like iFunny meme where it's like you see like some sort of picture of like.
It was like,
the
wait,
doll.
you know what? Wait, you want to know what I'm waiting for? Because I know somebody's gonna do it. I want that fucking doll to be a Billy puppet. I want to play a game. Like second you enter through the fucking house, I want to play a game.
I mean,
It's
I don't think
probably
people will do
gonna
it,
be mod.
but yeah, you could take the model from Resident Evil 8 and just import it into the Saw games.
It was like, I want to play a game.
With that deep ass voice.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like when it comes to the Angie doll, I don't think you would really have to do that much to make it a Billy puppet. Cause, like I said, I know you've seen that lingerie mod in the freaking Lady Demetrice lingerie mod.
Oh, I thought you were gonna tell me
yeah.
somebody was putting lingerie on the pup. I was like, what the fuck? I
You know
have
what?
several questions.
You know what though? I feel like somebody's horny enough to do that.
Oh God, please no! For the
Somebody
love of
got
God.
turned, somebody got turned on by that puppet.
Yeah, they saw
I
that
don't
creepy
know.
puppet, mouth opens like, oh god, yes!
I prefer Kermit the Frog mod other than that shit. I'd rather see a Kermit the Frog than that.
So you in the Muppet necking?
No!
Dude, have you seen Miss Piggy? She's thick as hell.
Don't you dare bring that shit back up.
Oh, so I'm gonna bring something up. I'll bring up my favorite fucking one of my favorite robot chicken sketches where, like, Piggy jumps on Kermit. Oh, get off me, you fucking wildebeest!
No, hang on a second. I have a
Okay.
question here. I have a question. How many of you guys actually got in the locker when the baby started coming after you, or did you just literally brush it by, not even getting in it, or like
Oh no!
thinking that?
The first time the baby shows up, you got one or two options. It's either you could just run around the table and juke them, or you could just hide in the locker. Now, of course, that being the first time, the only thing I'm thinking of is locker safe.
Exactly, because when I literally saw that locker the first time, I was like, "Oh shit, we're about to get in some sort of
It's like
Outlast type of shit."
the only thing that upset me is that I couldn't Charlie that shit. Like, fam, I'll watch Moist Critical play the damn game. He saw that motherfucker and just stone face that bitch. She was like, oh, okay, so that's the thing.
Oh yeah, Critical's got balls of fucking steel.
What?
Moist Critical on YouTube, also known on YouTube as Penguin Z0, I think it is. Yeah, dude's got balls of steel.
Yeah.
Dude shows no fear on anything.
Wait,
Dude,
is this like the guy with Keanu Reeves hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Jesus.
Oh yeah,
like the fucking white Jesus looking dude. It was like I was just looking. He just fucking stone faced that bitch. He was like, "Oh, okay, I should probably go the other." Like him and PewDiePie just fucking stonewalled that shit. Like, oh, I should probably go this way.
I mean, I bet they both probably played enough horror games to know exactly what the fuck that's going for him. Because
Well, considering
PewDiePie's
that
played
PewDiePie made his fucking career on it.
Yeah.
Bloodborne, Dark Souls, Amnesia, and everything else. This is just another day at the office for PewDiePie. Moist Critical.
Dog, and I don't, and but see, that's the weird thing though. I don't understand why the fuck people were saying that fucking Resident Evil 7 was all that scary.
Because you're stuck in a house with rednecks, Matt. That's horrifying.
Look, the only time that game was ever actually scary was just the jump scares. That's it.
The jump scares, the baby, and like the werewolves like popping out of nowhere.
No, we're talking about Resident Evil 7, not 8.
Yes.
8.
Oh,
like I'm gonna be honest with you, 8 didn't really scare me off. 8 didn't scare me at all, aside from that scene with the baby, because it just throws everything that I know about Resident Evil straight out the goddamn window.
No, that's bullshit, Matt. I saw the stream. The werewolves scared the shit out of you.
It's like, no, the werewolf scared the shit out of me because they just kept popping the fuck up out of nowhere.
Exactly. That's the scariest thing, Matt. You were afraid.
Though if there was one thing I was afraid of, it was that giant werewolf that literally walked on all fours chasing after you. That was terrifying to me. I literally freaked out the fuck when I first saw that shit. Cause I was like, oh shit! Just literally running in fear, trying not to get hit. And then I see this thing trying to fit through this tiny ass door, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm dead.
Like, the funniest thing is, you can't actually kill that motherfucker. It just takes an insane amount of ammo to do it.
I just used all my landmines to kill it.
Hey.
But I don't know.
Alright, just real quick. Resident Evil 8 wasn't all that scary. I have to admit it. Even though I was expecting to be scared my pants off, most of the time I'm just like literally like, okay, just walking around looting shit. The only time I'm ever scared is if there's a dark hallway where it's completely pitch black and I can't see what the fuck's in front of me except this danky ass flashlight with barely enough visible radius. That's the only time.
Oh yeah, and can we talk? And I feel like that flashlight was way too fucking weak.
What? Can we talk about the fact that the brightness levels is just even the default setting is just too fucking dark for me. And I have like a 4K TV that literally plays everything like solid.
I mean that's the thing. It's supposed to be dark, but I'm saying though, by logic, I feel like the light coming out. Like I feel like the light coming out was angled a little too much towards the ground.
Because
I don't
that's the
know.
mold making Ethan's eyes bioluminescent, guys. Gosh, there's only so much power we can put into them.
It's like no, I'm saying like okay, given the average flashlight now, most of them tend to use LED lights. If I pointed an actual flashlight like that at a hallway, that whole thing would have been lit up like freaking Christmas.
Oh, well, that's the inconsistent. That's the problem with every horror game. All the flashlights only circle that little small circle when in reality should lit up the whole bitch.
Yeah, considering the fact that we have flashlights that look like basically mini sun chargers that can light up an entire forest with just one blast.
Not even
Telling
just
me,
to not modern day. Like even 2 decades ago, you still a flashlight would still light up the area around you perfectly fine.
and you know
Oh,
what that'd be, and you know
there's
what
a
that immediately
flashlight the size
reminds
of
me
an
of.
RPG.
Oh, flashlight the size of an RPG. It lights up 5 feet in front of my face.
Exactly.
Perfect.
It's like, nah, dude, that immediately reminds me of that like fucking Chris's Fallout 4 mod.
No.
Well, like
Huh?
fucking, you'd have fucking five flashlights loaded onto a gun, and eventually it caused burn damage.
All right, that that monstrosity you posted.
It's like, dude, it's like, wait, I don't even have to fire the gun itself to kill you. Uh, like, yeah, I feel like, yeah, but let's talk about some of the bosses that you got to deal with. And of
Too
course,
easy.
yeah, we didn't already say we were starting out with Lady Demetrius, but I feel like we never really talked about her.
Well,
Honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed because at first I thought it was just gonna be like her chasing us around the entire game. I didn't expect to like literally kill her like in the beginning of the game.
yeah, that's the big issue with the marketing. Once they saw how much people were into Dimitrish, then they said, "Fuck it, we're not going to advertise the other guys."
They're
Which
like,
is
like, oh fuck.
another issue I felt with the game is that there's not enough time for each boss.
oh, absolutely, no, I feel like, dude, like you know, here's the thing though. Heisenberg easily had the most time out of all. Like to me, had the most time out of all the bosses. Lady Demetrius, well, no, you know, no, Demetrius and her castle, they had the the absolute most amount of time out of all the boss characters. Considering that you had to deal with her three daughters first and then her,
Yeah.
yeah, no. Cause like fuck, like when it came, like, cause when it came down to Angie, there wasn't even a boss fight there. It was just the whole baby sequence and then tracking down the doll and stabbing it.
Yeah.
Just basically
Which,
quick time events.
yeah, like yeah, basically. And when it came down to Moreau,
It was just like shoot the
I don't
big
know, I
glowing
felt
spot.
like yeah, I don't know, I feel like they did Moreau kind of dirty.
Because his boss fight is basically run away until you can detonate the bombs around this area, then to kill him, right?
Like yeah,
No, you have
it's
to
that.
drain the water.
Again, no, you having to like no draining the water, and then there's a boss fight like, hey, lead them around and detonate the bombs and just shoot them in the face a bunch of times. But it's like when I say that, right? There was no other boss in the game where they were actively patrolling the area that they came from, except for Moreau as the fish, and he only attacked in specific areas. When it came down to when it came down to Castle Beneviento, which, by the way, I still love the fact that I kept fucking that name up and calling it Castle Bienvenido.
I did the same thing because I thought that's what you meant. So I just said, "Oh, it's house welcome. Welcome to welcome." What kind of stupid name is this? Oh, it's not Bienvenido. Oh,
Though I'm gonna be honest with you, I want to keep it as Castle Bienvenido because I love that. I love the concept of that name.
welcome to Castle Welcome. This has to
I
be the
hate to say,
stupidest name.
most of the other bosses were just too simple. Like even the monkey brain could literally spot like how to kill. Like Lady
I'm like, oh
Demeter,
yeah,
just shoot the body of the dragon to kill her. The doll, like
but
try and
you know what?
totally
See,
spot her.
and you know what? See, here's the other thing. Now, here's the other thing that kind of weirded me out. Right, in most other Resident Evil games, when Ethan pulled the knife out of the casket, normally that would be an extra weapon that you'd be able to find later in the game, right? They didn't do that this time around, and I feel like that was kind of a wasted opportunity.
I feel like why do you even have like lore on this knife if we don't even get to use it if we only get to use it for like one quick time event and then poof, it's gone. Is it that overpowered?
Well, I mean, considering like the whole like, cause see, like okay, Let's bounce back to Resident Evil 7 real quick, right? The lore behind the strongest pistol, the Albert 01R, was that it was specifically made to destroy anything. It was specifically made to destroy the specific type of
BOWs.
mold that, not even just BOWs, but more specifically the mold that Evelyn generated, right? It was meant to directly counteract it. That being the case, this particular knife, that was the reason why that was the most powerful pistol. The reason why this knife was so damn effective was because the sort of poisons and everything that it was forged with directly counteract the Cadome mutamycete. The Cadome mutamycete. That being the case, that was the reason why you saw Demetrius start cracking up after she got stabbed, because her cells couldn't particularly regenerate that well given the area. And again, that being the case, I still feel like that knife should have been a recoverable weapon later on, because it's like, okay, if I put the work in to get this damn thing, why the fuck shouldn't I be able to use it?
Or at least
And
like have the Duke give it to you at the end when he sends you off to go kill Miranda.
yeah, most definitely. That again, or at least something like that. Because it's like, okay, you put this thing in like it's supposed to have a lot of, considering that it actually does, given its effect to Demetrius, and then you never use it again.
Or better, you just never find it after it fell off the castle.
This is no, that's the reason why I'm saying it's weird that you never get to use it or find it again, considering what it is.
I mean, you would think something that literally is able to counteract the Gadol virus would be overpowered as fuck. But I guess even the writers themselves, like, wrote themselves into a corner. That,
Nah, I'm
but
gonna
at the
call
same,
bullshit on that, because there's a whole challenge in the game that go through the entire thing with melee. And the only other one is Chris's Crambit knife or just a whole ass lightsaber.
wait, there's a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course
Is it a mod?
you gotta like, no, it's not a mod. You have to S rank every single one of the maps in you have to S rank all of the maps in Mercenary in order to get the ability to, use your CP points to unlock it.
Oh.
Yep, actual lightsaber.
No, let's be real here. Let's all answer the real question. Like, let's address the elephant in the room. Why weren't we afraid when we were in Lady Demetress' castle?
Because
Let's be
y'all
real.
motherfuckers are horny.
Let's be real. Nobody was afraid because we were all horny on main for the daughters and the Lady Demetress.
Oh, nigga, I ain't give a fuck about them daughters. I'm sorry, bro. Like, look, fuck all three of their asses. I just get in there and you bitches is already putting a damn knife in my goddamn leg.
But to answer the question properly, the actual issue is that we we oversaw everything about the Demetrius house, and they're pretty ineffectual. Like the sisters, once you get them into the room with any sort of windows,
With any sort of glass and any sort of window, it's like it would have been more terrifying if I had, it terrifying each individual weakness. But the fact of the matter is that all of them were weak to the exact same thing. So there was no threat factor, honestly.
yeah. Combine that with how small the houses are, you're only in there for like 2 hours more or less.
No, not even to depending on how you play the game.
But like first time playthrough, we're like 2-3 hours.
If you're speed running, it's an hour and a half.
No, it ain't even like, dude, it's not even an hour and a half. Remember the fact that I did a speed run and made it through the entire game on the hardest difficulty in less than 3 hours.
Yeah. So the big issue is there's no time for them to build themselves up as a threat. They're kind of like Team Rocket, honestly. They're too goofy and unthreatening.
Yeah. Here's the thing. They are threatening, but because they're the weakness is so glaringly obvious that once you get into each of the rooms, you basically know how to exploit it, and there's no reason for you not to. Or should I say there's no real difficulty to it. Because it's like, okay, you get into the one situation, one of them traps you into a room and you somehow magically shoot out the glass. And that's how you figure out, oh, they have a weakness to cold. It's like, okay, that one makes a little that one makes sense. And then you got the one sister who, when you get into her room, all you just have to do is flip a lever and she'll just start running around the room trying to get covers and maybe take a few swings at you. But it's like, again, you still don't have to worry about too much because by the time you do that, you're already blasting caps in a dome, so nothing to worry about there. And when the last one shows up, it's like, okay, there's a shelf that's placed obviously against the wall, and I can see a crack there, so I know exactly what to do in order to get that open. Again, there's nothing there for me to be concerned about because all of it's pretty obvious.
Next up being their first encounter in the castle when you meet all of them at once. They just kind of do that whole, we'll get you next time, Ethan, and then just walk away.
Exactly.
I just felt like they prioritized too much action instead of horror.
It's like, no, it's not. Like, no, here's the thing, right? Again, this dude already knows he's getting ready to go into a situation where he's going to need firepower. There's no reason why it should be that damn scary.
No, I can agree with Devin here. I mean, if we have Resident Evil 4 as the prime example, there are terrifying moments like with the Verdugo, and when you fight the Lago
Wait, the what now?
The Lago, the big ass fish.
Again, that's the thing though. What part, there's a whole situation where you know the damn thing's there, and there's no way there's no way you're not gonna have to fight it. So what about that is really all that scary?
Having to face it up, but there's another example is the Verdugo, Salazar's right hand man, and it's
that motherfucker is actually menacing.
Yeah.
Solely because it has quite a few capabilities that make it an actual threat. Yeah, big fish, but I know if I see it coming, just throw a few spears at it and it goes away. When it comes to the Verdugo, this motherfucker is quick. He hits like a goddamn truck, and I never know where the fuck he's coming from.
Yeah. So you can have horror in a action horror based game, but I do agree with Devin. There is too much emphasis on action here.
I just feel like they should have balanced it out more because it felt like Lady Dimitrescu was more like avoiding and like trying to like get to your objective whilst trying to avoid the sisters and ladies of the house, whilst the dollhouse was all about surviving and trying to like literally use your wits to like try and get out as fast as you can before this baby comes at you, whilst like you're literally like waiting for the elevator, and then like you're fighting giant fish boy that's literally just running in a circle.
Bro. Well, again, like I said though, that's the thing. You get a sense of idea. You get a sense of what it is you're up against. The whole problem when it comes to Castle Dimitrescu, right? Is not only were we completely aware of what it was we were going to be up against, there was no real surprise factor there at all. So of course that wasn't going to be scary.
I just felt like it was too much daughters and like the lady of the house, and it should have been more emphasis on horror.
It's like no, they did they didn't space it. They didn't space everything out evenly. They latched onto this one note in the marketing and put all the effort into that one thing.
Well, Devin's also correct. The problem with the game is that it focuses like 2 hours at most for like 5 different villains. So none of their stuff is allowed to really give you that sense of horror,
Well, the one sense of horror that I actually felt like I was on like the tip of my toes at the time. Like I literally felt like I was literally pushed at the edge of my seat was when all the lichens were literally rushing you in the village, like at the beginning of the game.
Eat your mic real quick. Hold up, I'm gonna have to request that you back up.
Oh, sorry about that. All right, so what I'm trying to say is that at the beginning of the game, like the one scene that has you on your toes is like the hordes of lichens that are coming after you, and then all of a sudden you see this big one with this giant ass hammer coming after you.
Actually, you bring that up, and that's my biggest issue with Resident Evil 8, is that it's, with stuff like that and everything I've seen, it's just Diet Resident Evil 4.
That's really what it is. But again, in that case, is it that the game was actually scary? Or is it that there's just general fear and stress due to the situation?
Is it so terrifying, or is it because that it looks so familiar to a previous game that we've already played and we already know like all the tropes and shit?
It's that's the thing. The game itself isn't scary at all because you basically know what it is you're up against. The only time that the game really scared. Like the only time the game actually scares anybody, and it does it because it's such a massive curveball at you is when you get to House Beneviento. But everything else, no, I wasn't expecting that to be I wasn't expecting that to be scary. Fucking like when you got jumped by all those lichens, that set the tone for the rest of the game.
I think the big issue with that, it never has like an original Resident Evil 3 Nemesis situation happen at all, or like this big unstoppable force actually threatens you, or like Chief Mendez in in Resident Evil 4. There's no situation where like, okay, this is an actual threat.
Like no, it had that moment, but that was just with the baby in House Beneviento, because you already knew that you have reduced visibility, and if this thing touches you, it will kill you on the spot. So that being the case, it's like no, yeah, well, no, you are right about that. The game isn't all that goddamn scary. Yeah, when the werewolves show up, at that point you could already have damn near maxed out handgun, a grenade launcher, shotgun, an assloads, and like you could have all these assloads of ammo. No, I'm not about to be scared of this goddamn thing because I can just pump everything I got directly into this motherfucker's done with.
No. I wasn't talking about like later on. I'm talking about in the very, very beginning.
Well, no, again, like I said, the reason why the game isn't terrifying at all is because it basically sets its tone with the Lycan ambush.
True. I mean, it's just like after that, like, I mean, sure, it's like you're on your toes and like trying to conserve ammunition whilst wave after wave of lichens are swarming you.
Like, yeah, no, again, it set its tone. Like, again, Sal already said it. It's more or less a diet Resident Evil 4, because with Resident Evil 4, yeah, it still mixed shit up in the middle of everything. You weren't just fighting the same thing over and over again.
I felt like they just threw all their cards on the one hand at that scene, and then afterwards they were like, all right, we just threw our best scene at the player, so what's next?
What about vampires? You're a genius. What else, people? Come on, we need something else.
And you know what? Here's the other thing, right? It's like I completely understand this whole thing with Lady Demetrius, that the fact that she had a genetic, like basically she had the disease for vampirism before she got the Cadeau fetus, but they don't ever do anything with that, right? Like all it is just like, oh, it's her Cadeau mutation is the reason why she turned into this gigantic ass woman. But I don't know, man. It feels like there's a lot. Like what it felt like to me was that I basically just walked in the underworld.
None of the bosses are allowed to simmer and cook properly, because once you get in there, you're there for a bit and then you're out.
And then it's like, no, because see, the other thing is that a lot of the backstory that you get from them, you could completely miss.
That's nothing new. The files have always been a thing in Resident Evil.
I feel like the small bosses are like more like memorable than like the actual main bosses, because I remember like the four-legged lichen, the one with the hammer, the baby, also those fucking mechanical zombies, and then
you mean the
Heisenberg's back?
I know what it is you're talking about, but I can't remember the name of it.
The one with the dance that literally like chase after you with like fucking like a power saw or like a drill.
The Soldats.
Yeah, Soldier and the Eins, Y, and Panzer.
Yeah, and like the Panzer one being the most threatening because it's literally a walking tank, and the only way to actually like
bring it down is to take the arm off of it and crack its heart.
Yes,
but,
like
the thing, but again, like no, that's the thing. Yeah. Like I said, the whole problem is that it's like, okay, again, when it comes to Resident Evil, clearly that game was set with the idea of horror in mind, because you don't that many game unless you.
Oh, they'll be cutting out what?
Like again, am I still cutting out now?
You're good now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no. Again, the reason why Resident Evil 4 was scary was just simply because you didn't just you didn't just get a key and then get a grenade and the ass load of ammo. You weren't able to just make and craft ammo on the spot. there was no like again, you were rolling into a situation where the threat was so goddamn where the threat was actually there. You had no idea what you were up against. Not really. And when all the Ganados showed up in the beginning of the game, it's like, yeah, the reason why you were stressed and fearful at that point was because you again didn't have what you needed to take down all of them. You had to play your cards right and you had to be smart about it. The reason why
And
Resident Evil 8 really ain't all that damn scary is because again, you're basically a one-man fucking army. It's like there was never a single point in that game, even in the hardest difficulty, where I ran out of an ammo type that I needed. Never. But then again,
Let's hope
also
they
I
don't
was
make
using
that
infinite
same
ammo
mistake.
weapons.
Well, let's hope they don't make that same mistake with the Resident Evil 4 remake that they're planning on making.
I really don't want that. I'd rather they remake Code Veronica because that actually needs some help.
Capcom is literally just remaking their classic Resident Evil from their libraries, and then it's just
I know, but like
not gonna
Resident
be the
Evil 4 is
same.
perfect. You can't make it better.
We already have a remastered edition for PS4.
Exactly. It's already here. Give
Or
it to
like
a game
maybe
that
something
actually
else.
needs it, like
Look.
Code Veronica.
And we also have Diet Resident Evil 4 with Resident Evil 8.
Exactly. Like it's already here. Just
I don't know. You know what? See, but I will say this though. Once the VR game does drop, I actually will stream that.
oh, well, that's
I want to
fine.
check that out.
I feel like it will be as scary. Wait, are you talking about Resident Evil 4? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Resident
getting
Evil 4 is
it's getting a VR.
getting a VR remake.
alright, because I was about to say, like, there's no point in playing Resident Evil Village in VR, because, like, you already know what's coming, and
Like,
you're,
yeah,
like,
but
you're
see,
already
you know what? See, here's the thing, though,
anticipating
right?
it.
Here's the
So it's
thing. I will say this right now that given a perspective switch to Resident Evil 7 actually did creep me out a little bit more. Maybe I might get a sense of that a little bit more if I play Resident Evil in VR, but I just really wasn't scared of that damn game. Like now,
I mean,
again,
the
now
only time.
it's like here's the thing,
Oh,
right? If you gave me a perspective switch in the game where I legitimately had to look at every single thing that I encountered directly in my face, yeah, I might start actually getting scared of it.
Oh, hey, Dr. Salvador, what are you doing here?
Like, yeah, imagine looking Dr. Salvador in the face while he is getting ready to cut your head off.
Or getting jump murdered by him because you're in the village and you weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
no,
It's like,
I
no.
admit, like,
Continue, Devin.
I admit, like, Resident Evil 7 was pretty scary. Resident Evil 7 was pretty scary when you had, like, VR and you were playing it for the first time, is because that it was compatible VR to begin with. But it's like, if you implement VR later down the line for Resident Evil 8, I feel like even though you have a VR headset, it still won't be the same experience. Because the only time I ever
Oh,
felt
no,
any
it
reaction,
definitely won't. But it's
yeah,
like,
but
dog,
it's like,
imagine seeing that big ass fucking meat fetus in VR.
true, that would
Hey.
be fucking terrifying. The only time I ever actually was scared was because I literally cut the lights and it was literally pitch black night, like 12 o'clock in the middle of the night, and I was up all night playing Resident Evil Village.
I'm like, yeah,
That was the only time I
imagine,
ever
like,
felt
dog,
scared.
it's like here's the thing, right? I definitely do believe that Resident Evil 8 would have benefited if it had a VR mode. I will say that right now, no hesitation, because it definitely would. Changing the perspective of a Resident Evil game is an easy way to make them more terrifying. Imagine playing Resident Evil 3 in VR just to get attacked by fucking Nemesis who just happened to hop his ass out.
Or that scene when you're climbing up
Yeah,
the
just
stairs and then it grabs your head.
or like literally just turn left and then all of a sudden you see him clothesline you and you're on your ass.
Fucking double lariat up in this bitch.
It's like, yeah, no, most definitely. Like, look, here's the thing, right? I'm gonna say this right now. Every horror game that I know of would benefited greatly from VR. And like, dog, look, I'm gonna say this right now. Somebody came out with a VR mod for Alien Isolation on PC. I would never touch that shit a day in my life.
But Matt, don't you want to see its juicy
No,
gums all up in your face?
absolutely fucking not. I can't handle that game in 2. I would never play that shit in 3D. That is an instant heart attack waiting to fucking happen.
Alright, people, Patreon goal $3,000.
Yeah.
Make it 5 and we'll talk.
Just skin. I think really Scott's gonna sue somebody. Oh, wait,
What are you
wait,
talking
hang on a
about?
sec.
Yeah, let me touch your skin.
Alright, but hang on a sec. I have an. What makes Alien Isolation more terrifying than Resident Evil 7 and 8 combined?
Because you're
you can't
defenseless
fight
against
that
an
fucking thing.
you're defenseless against an immortal creature, and the best thing you can do is either distract it or scare
Run.
it off with some fire.
It's like, you can't. This is something that you can't win against. Something that you're not meant to win against. And it's intelligent. Like when it comes,
I
when it
think
came to the
that's
fucking Resident Evil
exactly
games,
what was missing from Resident Evil 8. A sheer threat.
it's like, honest to God, like, okay, here's the reason why I would have, here's the only reason why I would have considered that game scary. It's not because the game itself was terrifying, but it's solely just because I'm in a situation where, like, either my resources are running low or some shit like that. That's the only reason why those games are scary to me anymore. Well, except for the fucking baby thing, because that actually terrified me. There's a reason why.
Matt's afraid of fatherhood.
No, dude, I didn't say it. Like, how many times have I said the fact that I absolutely am ecstatic at the idea of being a father?
You heard it here, folks. He wants to get you pregnant.
I mean, hey fam, if she down. I mean, hey fam, if she down for it, willing to. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
All right. My apologies. Continue.
But it's like, no, fam. The only reason, the reason, again, the whole reason why I'm absolutely terrified of playing Subnautica, I'm trapped in an environment where I'm not the apex predator. But in Resident Evil 8 and 7, I have a gun. I may not be the apex predator, but I can defend myself very well.
Oh, and you also forgot the fact that you're literally stranded in the middle of the ocean with limited supply of oxygen, and then
It's
you
like,
literally forget about
again,
the refilled oxygen meter. Bam, you die.
Also, there's a lot. Also, there's a lot of creatures. I can't punch a shark.
That's quitter talk.
I mean, I can, but it's basically gonna be like throwing BB. Like, it's basically gonna be like throwing BBs at Godzilla.
But if you keep trying hard enough, eventually you'll pierce that fucker's head.
Are you forgetting about a Leviathan that has pincers on the side of its head that literally stab you?
I know what I fucking said, Devin. And I'll do it again.
It's like, nah, fam. Like, between the regular Leviathans, Ghost Leviathans, the Gargantuan Leviathan.
I mean,
it's like, no. But again, like I said, the whole reason why I'm not scared of those Resident Evil games is because it's like, shit, y'all may be the apex predator, but I got a gun, and right? It's just,
oh crap.
But see, again, when it comes to shifting perspectives, that's the reason why I think Resident Evil games benefits from VR, because I'm not just looking at this whole thing from over the shoulder. I don't have a good view of what's going on around me. I can only see what's in front of me.
Hey, sorry about that. I just realized that Subnautica Below Zero is out too. I should grab that game up and pick it up.
Oh yeah, underwater in the frozen tundra.
But yeah, back
Which
to your
makes no goddamn sense, because you should be frozen fucking solid.
No, you got some nice thick coats.
But other than that, I totally agree. Like, there's no like real threat because you're literally going up against a threat with a walking arsenal in your suitcase that you carry around. Like sniper rifle, pistol, shotgun, grenade launcher. I have a dozen ways I can end this battle for you, bro.
So it's like, yeah, no, and again, remember, you can get the shotgun and the sniper rifle while you're in Lady Dimitrescu's castle. What the fuck would I be scared of the rest of them for? And then it's Resident Evil 8. I'm used to playing these games. I know how to consider. That being the case, what would I be afraid of?
Mr. X, because he gonna give it to you.
Gonna give you the
yeah. No, it's like, no. If you were saying legitimately that the bosses will wander around the places, wander around their places on a regular basis, yeah, I might actually be a little bit intimidated. I might be a little scared. Fucking Lady Dimitrescu popping out of nowhere. All right, cool. Like, that's terrifying. But
I miss original Nemesis. His stuff was great.
I'm like, hell, dude. I'll still even give it to Nemesis in a remake, because that motherfucker would just pop his ass up out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, the original did that, but his stuff was very much less scripted. So yeah, that's Resident Evil 8. It's a fucking. I compare it to a horror house, where they could give you scares a minute or just throw a bunch of shit at you.
Like, yeah, no, I said, funnily enough, I said the exact same thing about Resident Evil. I said the exact same thing about Resident Evil 7. It's like, yeah, it's basically like it's the equivalent of watching a horror movie. It's scary the first time, but it's not gonna be any sort of scary after that.
Like one of those Halloween corn mazes that you always go to with your family.
There we go. That's the perfect analogy I have for it. Thank you, Devin.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So it's like, no, fam. Again, that's part of the reason why I just don't understand. Like, what about these Resident Evil games? Or people saying like, oh, it's so like, oh, it's too scary for. What the fuck about it was scary?
The fact that you were
Like,
being
you talk
chased
about-
by the fact that you were being chased around by an overly sexualized vampire woman, or the fact that you're being chased around by a fetus.
I mean,
That's-
yeah, I'm being chased by an overly sexualized vampire. But the thing is that legitimately they give you the way to escape them every goddamn time, and dozen fucking trapdoors, secret entrances, and passageways, and things that you have to go through in order to make it through the castle. So it's like, okay, I have basically needed to memorize the layout of this place in order to get all of the stuff that I need from it. So even if they are chasing me, I don't care.
You know something else? It's the fact that it's Ethan and he's a walking joke of the Black Knight from Monty Python.
Flesh wound. Like, yeah, she cut his whole fucking arm off, slurm, and put it right back on. Didn't mean shit.
Yeah.
It's like we still got that fucking meme in the chat. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, mother, you gotta help me. In the eye, dropped his pants, poured some green shit on himself, and attached his hand to his dick. I don't know, what am I up against? It's like, yeah, no, I'm not scared of that. All right, there's nothing to be afraid of here.
If anything, it's the entire cast of Resident Evil 8 that should be afraid of Ethan because he's the real terrifying.
Again, this motherfucker shows up and boss music starts playing to the bosses.
Wait a minute, I hear boss music. Wait a minute, that's not my boss music. Oh no!
Then all of a sudden Ethan show up, where's my daughter?
He's the nemesis
yeah,
to the Miranda's family.
It's like, oh,
So, yeah,
it's just,
So, yeah,
we spend a lot more time talking about Resident Evil 8, and not even talking about the game, by the way.
Yeah, it's the same as Resident Evil 7. There's not much to say on that part.
Yep. But you know what?
So
There is time to talk
though I
about.
will say,
Continue, Devin. I said talk!
the graphics have improved, and on top of that, everything else is just really.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's like they fucking knocked it out of the park with that with the RE engine.
Bonus points!
It's
Only
just
like
feels-
26 gigs.
It just feels like mechanically smooth, like no cut frames, like no jump cuts or loading frames or loading screens. It's just all perfectly seamless. Like there's no entering in the elevator, waiting for the world to load up behind you. It's just you enter one door, exit out through the other, and then everything is.
But no,
just
that's because all of it is just loaded as big ass map.
It helps that all the areas are not that big.
Yeah, that most definitely.
Yeah. Like, I said it before about Capcom and the MT framework that they use for Resident Evil 5 and 4. Resident Evil 5 and the DMC4. Their engines, they know their shits, and they get amazing work out of it.
Oh, hell yeah.
I just hope that they don't oversaturate Resident Evil 4. Just leave it as it is. Just give us Resident Evil 8 graphics and that'll be good enough. But keep all the voice.
You know what? No, because there's two specific changes I want. There's only two specific changes that I want. I mean, aside from the graphics, but y'all already know what those two are.
A boss fight with Salazar's giant fucking robot.
Well, I mean that'd be fun too. But how about less useless Ashley?
She was fucking great. I don't understand your people's issue with her.
I literally wasted all my Magnum rounds on her because of how annoying she was.
What the fuck? Okay, Devin's just a serial killer.
It's
Only
like,
if you literally.
again,
Oh.
I still got issues with the fact that the president's daughter doesn't at least have some damn pepper spray on her.
Why would she? She has Secret Service, and they're not wasting their money on golfing trips like our previous president.
I don't give a shit.
Matt, you're putting too much focus on a freshman college student. Let her live her life, goddammit.
Dude, she was in her dog. She was like 20 fucking what, 3?
Let me see.
That wasn't a freshman.
Let me see.
Are we also forgetting the fact that she He's literally like Princess Zelda, like every single time there's a threat. Help, Leon! Help, Leon! Bitch, fight back!
Yeah, she's 20, so
I
like
mean,
associate's degree graduate at best.
Like, bitch, you know how to run, don't you? Stop calling me. Run over to me. I know you at least got some damn.
Yeah, and she stays around you unless you tell her, hey, stay here. If she gets caught in that situation, Matt, that's your fault.
Hey, I know that. I'm not the one fucking up in this situation because I know how to use a damn gun.
No, that's implied that you do fuck up because you got her caught, Matt.
I'm talking about any other situation where she's not near you.
at least like give her a gun so she can like fucking help you. Or a
I'm like,
knife.
no.
She's likely to kill herself. There's no way she has any trigger discipline.
It's like, no, not even that. You met the first time we met, you're already chucking shit in my head. Okay, you.
I mean, to be fair, the door was opening. How does she know it was going to be a government agent coming to save her? And remember, it was an ex-government agent that kidnapped her. So, I'm very hopeful there.
I mean, damn, bitch, you couldn't at least put just push a nigga off you a little bit. You know, maybe try some self-preservation there.
I mean, when a Ganado grabs Leon, even he has difficulty getting off him. You think a scrawny 20-something's going to push him off?
I mean, yeah, fair enough, but goddamn, you can do something, damn it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, what she does is stay behind you because you know what you're doing.
I'm not talking about when she's near me. Because at that point, if she gets caught, that's my fuck up.
Exactly. Okay, I'm glad we established this.
I'm talking about any situation where I have to send her to do something and I'm not near.
Give her support cover. Also, Kevin.
Alright, so besides Ashley being less useless, what's the second reason then? Or at least, what's the second thing that you
Actually, I
want
kind
to
of
remake?
the other thing that I was looking for. Fuck, I forgot what it was.
More sexy Ada Wong, my dude.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty you know what? Here's the thing. I really hope that they don't do what they did in Final Fantasy. My bad. Fucking Resident Evil 3 with the Resident Evil 3 remake. Because I still say they should have kept Jill and Carlos's campaign separate. I know they play into each other, but y'all were able to do the same. Like y'all were able to do the same fucking thing with Leon and Claire in the RE2 remake. You could easily do that shit beforehand. And if I'll be honest with you, I would have started specifically with Carlos and his team just to show everything that happened before everything went to shit.
Oh, that'd be a short campaign of just the USMC getting massacred.
I mean, but I would have liked to have seen that.
And they show you that in the original cutscene for 2 and 3.
Yeah, how do you think I feel when I was playing Devil May Cry 4, and then literally I have to replay all of Nero's campaign backwards, but just as Dante?
Yeah, that's bullshit. Oh, that's such bad design.
I mean, I'm just literally backtracking where I literally came from. I mean, don't get me wrong, Devil May Cry 4 is an awesome game, but at the same time,
it's held back by Dante not having his own levels.
I'm glad that they fixed that in Devil May Cry 5, but jeez, like...
Yeah, they fixed that Devil May Cry 5 and instead gave that problem to Virgil.
I don't have an issue with that, considering he's...
Well, to be fair, Virgil was like the hulking monster Urizen throughout that entire game, so...
Yeah.
It makes no physical sense that he's even in it.
What do you mean?
Yeah, all he does is
it's like,
sit on the throne.
Okay, look, here's the reason why I say it makes no physical sense that Virgil character in Devil May Cry, because his fucking representative is V. He's split into two different people the entire fucking game. So now all of a sudden he shows back up to fight himself.
Oh, because the special edition is non-canon. DMC3 did the same thing. With special edition, they let you play as Virgil, and he doesn't have any story stuff because it's just a fun little game mode for Virgil.
But in Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition, there are two certain cutscenes that are actually canon.
And by the way, can I also still mention the fact that I'm pissed that that game still doesn't have a multiplayer mode.
You have multiplayer sections, but that's sad.
No, fuck that. No, I wanted a multiplayer Bloody Palace. Goddammit.
Then buy Resident Evil 3 on the Switch. I mean, Devil May Cry 3 on the Switch.
Co-op online isn't the same. Like, wait, what? What'd you say?
Devil May Cry 3 on the Switch has a co-op for Bloody.
I mean, again, too.
DMC3 has co-op for Bloody Palace. on the Switch.
Oh shit.
Well
That's
then, I know
pretty
what I'm
cool.
gonna be getting tomorrow. Screw my bank account. I already overdrew so much.
Yeah, it's low.
What's
Yeah, I
like
was right.
another
It's,
$50 more?
Hold on, we ain't about to just get past the fact you out here terrible financial decisions.
Hey, that SH Monster Arts guy again was literally the last one on the shelf.
Matt, he plays Final Fantasy 14. He's already making poor financial decisions. Come on,
No, that's everybody that plays World of Warcraft. So the fuck down.
Matt. You can't hate on the more popular game, dude. Come on.
Yes, I can.
Just because
No,
it's
I'm not
better
doing
than
it.
Final Fantasy 14.
I'm pretty sure Blizzard's on its way out, like with all the shit that's been
Oh hell
happening.
no, no the
with
fuck they
them.
No,
not.
they've
They
got
going
too much
stronger than they
money.
ever have.
They've got too much money with StarCraft,
Unle-
Diablo, and World of Warcraft.
Not to mention the money they're getting ready to
Unless,
bring in with Overwatch again.
Over.
unless they literally put all their eggs in one basket with Overwatch 2. That's the
Well,
only
that's
way
like I
like
said.
Oh, hell no.
They're making
would
too
take
much
it.
money with
Yeah.
Diablo, StarCraft, and World of Warcraft. They
Like,
can't.
dog,
They can't.
like,
Even if they put all their eggs into the basket of Overwatch 2, they have those 3 other super successful series.
exactly. It's like dealing with. They have never worried about a bad game ever because fucking NBA, NFL, NHL, they're constantly gonna fucking sell like gangbusters. They have that safety net. Hell, most of their money comes off of fucking World of Warcraft. You got fucking millions of people logging in every day on a regular basis, faithfully.
You know what
They're
I'm
not
afraid
gonna,
of?
they're not worried about that shit.
Yeah, but do you know what I'm afraid of? I'm afraid of buying Overwatch 2 and just finding out that it's just a reskin of the original game, only
Wait,
with like
Yeah, that's basically
3 to 4 hours of story
that's
mode.
basically what the fuck it is.
don't buy Overwatch 2. Don't.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna wait until
It's
it's
like
like the price drops.
if it go on sale, then I might think about it. But even still, the only reason I say I think about it because I mean, I ran my course with the original match.
Yeah, right now it's just try hard like esports players. Like that's another reason why I'm not playing Overwatch. It's because it's too competitive, even more so than League.
Oh no, you ain't never gonna get no shit more competitive than League. I'm
No, League
sorry.
is just toxic.
Like yeah,
I placed mine
okay, that still ain't League, nigga.
for
Hey, I lost lane, so I'm gonna run it down your lane, okay? Like, you fucking asshole. Wait a minute, why'd I get reported?
exactly.
It was like, I'm getting jumped by 3 people. Somebody help me. I'm like, all right, clear. We have absolutely nothing there. What the fuck you leaving your lane for? Hold up.
Hey, be
It's like,
careful. Mid lane is going down bot lane. Man, why didn't you guys fucking warn us? Enemy double kill. I fucking hate you people.
god damn, my back is sore. Why? I carried this team.
I'm a top lane main. I was a top lane main, Matt. We don't carry shit.
I feel
You
like the
know,
only people that play it now are like casual players that
Oh
only
hell
play
no,
for
it's
the
not. Like dog,
KDA.
look, I have not dog. Everybody I know that plays fucking League of Legends now only exclusively talks about fucking ranked matches. Nobody plays that shit casually anymore. The only
or they
time they play,
treat normal
like,
matches like ranked bullshit.
No, I meant what got them in the league was because of KDA, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
it's like, dog,
KDA was a big factor of getting a lot of people into League.
wait, what the fuck was KDA?
KDA was their pop star skins for a bunch of their super sexy
The
waifus.
K-pop, the K-pop skins.
Yeah.
Well, y'all got me stumped there because I ain't never fuck with the game in general. So,
Here's an image. So yeah, people were simping
the
hard for
music-
these characters.
Well, the music that they make is pretty good, like really popping too. Like
I don't know,
straight
man.
up
I don't
villain.
know, man. They put like 3 or 4 KDA songs, and they put like 3 or 4 KDA songs in both in Beat Saber and in like 2 of them in what was it? Pistol Whip. I do not understand the appeal of those songs in the slightest.
You have to
Uh,
watch the music videos in order to get the appeal.
Look, bro, unless we talking about like some me full body type shit, I ain't interested in none of it.
That's basically what the KDA video is. Not as
Oh,
sexual. Maybe. Let me get the video.
Gonna
More
say,
like eye candy.
Yeah.
I'm just,
Because
I'm
it's
just
pop
playing.
stars.
That's what I'm just playing GTA with.
More like just
Oh, good.
oh, you mean Steely Wheelie Automobile?
yep.
Don't get mad at me. Y'all know I was getting ready to make that damn joke.
Nah. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
It's expected. It's expected at this point.
But you know what's unexpected? I sponsored today. Raid Shadowland.
Oh, this
All right,
man.
I'm out.
If you want a quick summary, I've been playing it because I'm trying to get some money. I'll explain that later. It's basically every other gacha game, just without the fake, without anime waifus.
shit.
Yeah, without anime waifus.
Yeah, now it's more Gondor waifus.
Now it's half naked bikini armor because that's literally the only design women have in that game.
More or less.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah. But pick your poison. It's either if you're gonna play a gacha game, pick your poison. Whichever one makes
They're pretty much all, whichever one makes you want to drain your wallet more.
Of course,
I'd
we
rather
here at
at
those
least
guys
play-
who stare at screens will tell you don't play gacha games. Be financially secure with your money. No, stop
I'd rather at
buying for the JPEG. Goddammit! No, stop.
I'd rather at least buy at least get
Like, dude, at
something
that
from
dude, at
Genshin
that point,
Impact,
you
'cause
like,
at least I know I'm probably gonna use it, and
oh
it's probably
fuck
gonna be
no,
useful.
not even in not even in Genshin Impact.
Oh, Genshin's rates are fucking shit.
Like, dude, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate Genshin Impact as a gacha game more than I hate all the rest of them.
I was gonna say I played that for like a month, and the reason why I stopped is because I just got bored with it. It was too. It was. I mean, yeah, people compared it to Breath of the Wild, and fair enough. But I guess I just got tired of that type of game. You know.
And you know what I can
I
can totally see that because there's been like a fuck dozen of them. I think, but see, probably the only the most decent Breath of the Wild clone that I played thus far was actually, and that one was actually pretty good.
Wait, you cut out right as soon as you said it.
Yeah, you did.
I'm like, no, but I'm saying though, like the best Breath of the Wild knockoff that I played thus far is Immortals Phoenix Rising. But it's like, no, the reason why I hate Genshin Impact now is because of its drop rate for characters, how often you'll most likely get, and the simple fact of the matter is that they lock utility up behind these goddamn characters. That being the case, I hate that mechanic. I hate the fact that it's a gotcha mechanic. Now, if you were saying that, oh, if I came through and played the game a certain number of days during a certain period of time, I just unlock this character by playing the game, then all right, cool. I'm completely fine with that. But no, to have these gotcha rolls and gamble, the fact that you could straight up spend $1,000 on that game and never get a character straight up weapons pisses me off more than anything else. Even if y'all got a system in place that adjusts everything so that you'll eventually get a character you might want,
I feel like if they were to have
Well, the thing, another.
I feel like if they were to have loot
Go ahead.
crates for like actual waifus rather than the weapons, because it's all on one crate that you just, or at least one star systems that you get, and you just get either weapons, like skills or books, or like items. And it's
Oh,
like, it's
fake
all
Grand
randomized.
Order,
So
what are
there's
you
no-
fucking doing here?
But it's like it's no guarantee that you'll actually get a character with each like star chest that.
Yeah, because there's a
Open.
there's a 0.6%
But if there
chance for
was,
5-star
like,
characters
sort of
and a 0.7% chance for weapons.
oh, EA,
But I'm
with
saying
all
if
your
they were to have,
EA
like-
with all your shit, what are you doing here?
I was gonna say the
But
thing that tripped me out the most. No,
If
go
they
ahead.
were to find some, all right, just real quick. If they were to find some way to like separate the weapons and the waifus, I would actually get back in the Genshin Impact. But right now, I'm just taking.
Oh, hell
I'm
no,
not
man.
getting back.
Like,
Girls
I
Front
kinda
Line does
just-
that. There's two gacha pools. One is for the equipment and one is for the waifus.
Yeah.
But if you unlock more characters though, or if you get more characters, wouldn't you be stronger overall? Or is it
No.
like a deception, like the illusion of strength? to
For
get you
Genshin,
to-
you're locked to like 3 party members, I think.
right? Four.
You're 4 party members out of your group.
You like the 4 party members, so of course you still got to go through the gotcha mechanics to see if you can get better weapons. First off, there's that. The very concept of that pisses me off more than anything. Like pisses me off just as much. Then there's this whole thing where again, in order to get your character stronger after you've made so much progress, after you've hit a certain level, the only way you're going to be able to get them stronger is to get a copy of that character. So again, it's okay. So I'm rolling to get the character for the first time. Now I gotta keep
You
You cut outs.
You can't.
Again, as I was saying, the only like once you make a certain amount of progress with this character, you have to use a copy of them to make them stronger. So it's bad enough that you basically have to spend a fortune to get them the first time. The only way to make them stronger after you hit a certain is to keep spending more money to get them a second time.
Funny, it's funny how much better Girls Online is. I don't think about it, but Girls Online has that mechanic as well. But if you don't have duplicates, or if like it's 6 stars, you can also substitute that with these thing called dummy cores.
It's like like game. I mean, hell, fucking even like. Well, no, I ain't even gonna say AFK Arena did that, but it's just you're a lot more likely to get character duplicates because I basically turned fucking common units into ultra rares just because I kept getting so many copies of them. So it's it's completely possible for you to boost your characters. Don't even get in. Then on top of that, you can straight like when it comes to guest characters, you can just make them stronger by linking them with cards with rarities higher than them. Because like right now, my Brutus is maxed out at an ultra rare, and I had Makoto linked to him. Right, went through the early game and just annihilated fucking everything. Did a few more pulls, and I got a few more heroes that I was able to max out just because I kept constantly getting those. But again, the whole problem with Genshin Impact is like with them ultra rare characters, you got a 0.5 or 0.6 chance to get these motherfuckers, and then you have to get them again. Are you kidding me? Nobody else sees a problem with that?
I do. I literally do.
Again, no, that's the reason. And again, what makes it even worse is that there are certain mechanics in the game that requires characters to have specific elements. That being the case, if you don't have that element, there's certain things in the game that you can't do. Now, the fact that there's even a chance that you could go through this entire game without being able to do a single specific thing because you don't have a character with that element because you weren't able to get the roll for him, pisses me off to no ends.
I thought you just literally get the character and level it up from the ground up, but that's just wrong. Now that I finally know that, I'm never picking up Genshin Impact again.
Yeah. Gotta love gacha games, am I right? Although Matt, you probably like Arknights because.
I actually do. I actually do play Arknights, and I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, I'm losing my voice more and more the longer we go through this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
But fuck it, it's worth it.
And it shall make you stronger.
Next up, Pokemon gacha.
Speaking of stronger,
let's talk about Endwalkers.
What?
My baby's almost here.
Wait, what?
Final Fantasy XIV's new Endwalker expansion.
Wait, I thought it was already out.
Oh yeah,
not yet. It is available for pre-order.
And it will release November 23rd of this year.
Actually, you know what? It'll release November 23rd, and actually, if you pre-order, you get early access to it as well.
In an MMO, that's unjustifiable. How dare you?
I am not ready. Is all I have to say.
Well, of course you ain't ready. You don't play it.
Matt, I'm not ready.
I have other games to play.
Of course you're not ready. You refuse to play it.
But Matt, I just played 2 hours of Final Fantasy XIV. Why aren't I ready, Matt? Yeah, play more.
I'm just like, dog. I keep talking about this, but the fact of the matter is that I spent an entire year on this, and I still didn't have what I needed to be ready.
Oh yeah, you're still on the grind for like certain armor pieces, aren't you?
No, actually, not anymore. Once I got all I just needed to do was get my gear level up to 90, and at one point I was just like, all right, you know what? I'm sitting on like 1 million gear. Let me just buy some armor pieces from the fucking marketplace and quit wasting my time.
Bruh, I haven't even finished fucking Stormblood or.
You just started Stormblood.
Halfway.
Matt, I'm having trouble with Realm Reborn. What do I do?
Buy the skip pass.
No, absolutely not.
Skip pass.
It's like no, the reason why I hate those fucking skip packs is because it gives people the ability to bypass way too much of the fucking game. I think that was at one point. The fact that people were just speed leveling shit and not actually learning dungeons effectively through multiple runs.
Pat talked about that on the I think Castle Super Base podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah, he talked about how you could tell who bought the skip pass because tanks would not shuffle through their stances properly.
yep.
Cycle,
You
yeah, they
need
would not
like,
cycle through their stances, and they would uh, TPK the whole team.
yep. No, you can always tell, and especially like you can and wait. The ones that you can tell the most that are the most offensive is DPSs that bought packs because you would not because they wouldn't have any idea how to actually properly use that DPS class. I've had people straight up tell me like, "Hey, I've been thinking about buying a skip pass for Ninja." No, no, no. You never touch a fucking skip pass for Ninja. You never touch that.
Yeah, he gets enough money off
Ever.
Fortnite.
It's like no. The reason why you don't skip the reason why you don't skip you don't purchase the Ninja Skip Pass is because it's the most complicated DP game. Again, having to memorize Mudra combinations the first time is all bad enough. Then you have to memorize the modifier effects they have on everything else, and then you have to be able to repeat those on a regular basis.
Yeah,
You need
that's
an
just
entire
asinine.
you need an entire flow chart for that one class alone. All the rest of them are fairly simple. They're just different concepts that build off the same. When it comes to the ninja class, no, it doesn't do that.
Oh shit, there actually is a flowchart for the ninja class. Oh, Matt, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, no,
You know-
I know that because I spent the time to get that bitch up to level 70. You do not fuck with that class.
Honestly, I was so close to buying the pass for Dragon. Dang that! I literally
Oh
didn't
hell
have
no!
to do that.
You
Now I'm a
need to
Dragoon
go through
master.
Dragon. You need to go through the goddamn Dragon. Suck at it,
But Matt, all they do is jump
Yeah.
on things. What's the problem?
dog. Do you know how
But
many
I'm good
times
at
I've
jumping
seen?
on things.
You know how many times I have seen people suicide over the edge of a cliff due to using the evasive jump? Like this,
I'm guessing a lot.
There is a reason why Dragoons are considered to be class in Final Fantasy now.
Wait, to be considered the what class?
Wait, what?
Dragoons are considered to be a mean class because guess what? They're gonna be dead they're gonna be dead for most of the trial. They're gonna be dead for most of the dungeon. They're not gonna make it out.
We'll see about that because I literally made it this far with my level 60 Dragoon.
Yeah, because I was helping you, motherfucker.
Thank you.
It's
I
a lot
appreciate
easier.
that.
It's a lot easier to say you're good with the class when you have backup. No, the actual test is playing by yourself and being good at the class.
Is that an MMO that you can play by yourself?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
any MMO,
can-
except
like,
for like
dog.
raids, obviously, but you can play by yourself.
It's like, dog. You keep in mind that even in both of the groups that you and I are in, Henry, that I got the dog. Look, I got 3 level 80 classes, and I was the only one that played it. I just so happened to convince maybe Toes.
Maybe Toes.
Matt likes toes. We try not to judge him about it, but he gets really weird about it.
Hey, look, fuck y'all. Hey, look, fuck y'all. Ain't nothing wrong with a nicely wild toe.
Well, I was gonna say, you cut out, so yeah.
And when you say that, Matt, I'm gonna insert that clip from that one Outlast video. What was it called?
I don't know, like what clip we talking about.
It went Outlast. The dude's like, "Oh hell yeah, I suck toes," and the bit door backs open.
Oh, yeah.
Hell no, you suck toes.
Fucking BHD.
Yeah, there we go. How do we got this? I'm gonna.
Fucking blasphemous HD. Oh, you suck. Like, wait, do I suck toes? Hell yeah, I suck toes.
Oh
you
no.
sucking bitches' toes now. Like, no, dude, I am of course, insanely excited for Endwalkers. Like, dog, look, after the story that was Shadowbringers, like, you know what? The only thing that I'm scared about when it comes to is that it's not gonna compare to because Shadowbringers was a magnificent story.
Wait, what? You just literally cut out several times.
God damn it, Final Fantasy, you're fucking my connection.
This is why we're not getting the Final Fantasy sponsorship. I hope you realize this.
Oh, nigga, I will play this game.
Yeah, but-
No, I will play this game even if I have a shit connection. You will
Never
not
say never,
stop me
son.
from playing this.
All right, so what was it that you were saying? Nick,
Like no,
before you got
like the only thing, like again, the only thing that I'm scared about when it, like the only thing that I am remotely scared about when it comes to Endwalker is that story is not going to be as strong as Shadowbringers, because I'll be fucked if I didn't go through that warrior light fight with fucking tears in my goddamn eyes at the end of that bitch.
honestly, like I wanted to feel that way because after Heaven Sword, I'm literally thinking to myself, this can't get any worse than this already did. And then you just come along and say, oh, it can. So I'm just like playing through the first chapter of Stormblood, just hoping that things will be like happily ever after. Like, are we gonna get like our happily
Did
ever
you
after?
really
No,
think? Do
nigga.
you really think that with a situation like Shadowbringers, that shit was gonna have a happy ending?
No, you're right. But the fact that we're literally on the moon says that we probably won.
It's haunted.
Oh god, we
No,
gotta fight Golbez up in here. God damn it!
Gold bears, each of the weapons, ruby weapon, diamond weapon.
Okay, but do I get my sexy grown-up Rydia or no?
No,
God fucking damn it!
you gotta work for it.
everything in this game you have to work for.
That's the thing for
Well, that's
when you
good.
play when
It
you
just
play an
makes it
MMO.
just makes it just makes it a lot easier when you have a. Hence, why I was going the fuck off about the goddamn Eden Raid gear.
Hence, why when you play an MMO, you've got to commit to the
You,
MMO. There are no shortcomings. There are no speed runs.
like
The
the
Damn
only
it.
time, the
tutorial
only
said I
time
can skip, but I watched a tutorial about it though.
Look, the only time that buying a skip pass is acceptable is if you've already played through the game on another character and you use it. That's it. But
And
like,
by
no,
play,
dude.
we mean make it to level 800 and go through all the bullshit of that comes with that.
But it's like, no, dude. Like, of course, when they did, like, during the Final Fantasy event, they dropped a trailer for Sage, which looks absolutely amazing. I'm just hoping that it doesn't fall into the trappings that I've seen a lot of people do with Scholar.
I
Ignoring the
just hope
tank
that
to the very last minute, and everybody gets their shit pressed
But
because of it.
Matt, if we killed the enemy faster, we don't have to heal the tank.
I just hope it's not as complicated as Ninja.
Oh, it's like it. Honest to God, like I said, well, Sage is a healer class, so it shouldn't be so it should not be complicated. So it shouldn't be all that complicated.
It's gonna
You can,
probably switch to the commands for the little modules like R type if anyone's played that
yeah,
game.
no, probably not. No, probably not even that. I doubt it's gonna be even that complicated.
No, but I mean like a simple like 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that.
More than likely.
Yeah.
It's like no, the one that, but like no, the one that has me really confused but interested is the new Reaper class, the new DPS.
Exactly. You know my DBS class ass is gonna be literally all over that shit like grass.
Oh, if we
Bro,
play Reaper, we have to play Jet's theme from FF10.
oh yeah, fucking wait, which one? You mean Overworld? I mean Otherworld.
Let me see. It's the one that has a guitar riff at the beginning.
Yeah, no, that's Otherworld.
Yeah, this one. Cause
I'm not
god damn,
gonna
this is
lie,
edgy
when I
as hell.
saw like I'm not gonna lie, when I saw Tetsuya Nomura walk on stage in that Reaper cosplay, I was like, I want it. Like the hat, the
My dude was
sight.
like, dog, my man's edgelord sense got hit hella quick.
Indeed. I literally saw that trench coat and I'm like, mine, mine, mine.
Oh, so
My dude,
wasn't Tetsuya Nomura, it was the director for FF14, Naoki Yoshida.
Oh yeah,
didn't he also
oh yeah, yeah.
but also, and then also keep in mind the other thing that I'm curious about is what is that soundtrack gonna sound like? Because
Well, if it's anything like the trailer, it's gonna be popping.
and also, can we take a second to talk about my man Alex Mokola? Him and Husky making that bomb ass boss theme, which I hope that genuinely gets used in the game somewhere because it fucks it.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, who
Hold
are
up,
these guys?
hold up.
Oh, hang on.
I'm gonna put it in the chat real quick.
Thank you.
I think I know what you're trying to. I think I know what you're saying. The guy wearing the husky hat.
Yeah, him and I think he's African. I don't know. I'll put I'm gonna put I'm gonna put it in the chat because
I
I'll
know
be
what you're talking
goddamn
about.
if this shit ain't amazing.
I know what you're talking about because I literally just saw.
Wait, hold up. Let me make sure this is the actual song itself. I don't think anybody in here is gonna be all that interested in the creation process for it, but you never know.
I was gonna say also unrelated to Final Fantasy. Scarlet Nexus is coming out, and I'm excited for it.
Oh yeah, I was looking at that
Mm,
too.
That game looks legit.
What
But
is
like
Scarlet
I'm
Nexus?
curious.
really?
Yeah, and yeah, it might be another anime Dark Souls. That's what it's kind of looking like. I don't know. It might be like it might be like it might just end up being freaking mega anime DMC. I don't know.
I mean, if it'll tide me over until Tales of Arise, then hey, I'm good. I'm good for that.
Jesus Christ, I've never even
All
seen
I,
the goddamn flowchart for Ninja before, but this shit is the most overly complicated thing I've ever looked at.
all I know is that I haven't played Code Vein at all, and I've literally neglected that game. So
Honestly,
should have played it.
if you want if you want to get into a Dark Souls game that ain't all that difficult and you're able to play it with friends, then you can obviously do much worse than Cold Vein.
Yeah, it's got a super extensive character customization.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I absolutely
I'm
love that
not,
character custom. That I do love that character customization. I mean, hey man,
honestly. I mean,
any game that gives me the ability to make thick Velma Dinkley, we good.
honestly, I've been able to make some cool characters, but honestly,
Honestly,
Yes, a dragoon walks into a bar, everyone else dodged it. Yes,
the window you can see like a long list
like
of waifus.
it's like no, that's the fucking that's the fucking joke about dragoons.
Hmm.
You must be truly desperate to come to come to me for help.
yeah. So it
Oh
looks
my
like
god!
Scarlet Nexus is like it's Dark Souls with a bit of Devil May Cry influence on it.
Okay.
And
Uh,
I have no problem with that.
there's the gameplay trailer if you want to decide on it. It's got a good bit of gameplay in it.
Mm.
I don't know. It doesn't look that appealing to me.
I'm the same way on it. I'm not interested in it.
I mean, Code Vein like grabbed my attention because hey, it's sexy vampires literally fighting like Dark Souls bosses.
When the hell you start seeing some sexy vampires? Please let me know.
Matt, they like
The
blood. They're
women,
obviously
you know.
vampires.
I know, but when you
Actually,
see sex,
though,
because most of the time I just see a bunch of dudes and fully clothed women.
And gas masks. Don't forget the gas masks.
Uh,
Yeah, that too. The only time I
you're
see
forgetting.
anything, like, look, the only time that I see anything that make monkey brain activate is when I see EO.
actually,
That too.
what I think I probably may end up doing is I'm probably just gonna wait until like I see more gameplay and reviews and stuff before I like
Well,
look
man,
into it.
make sure you tune into the channel, my G. I will let you know.
Yeah. And then I think just to kind of tide me over, just because I kind of want to focus on saving money. Um, I want to get what is it? Tales of Berseria and the Tales of Vesperia remastered, just to kind of just kind of put on the backlog and kill time until Arise drops. So I think Arise drops in what, September? Hold on, let me see, because I got the. Oh dang, I'm all the way in December. What the heck?
Its
Uh,
release
Though if
date is
anything,
September 10th, 2021.
Yeah, September 10th. Yeah.
though if anything, I'm not too big on fighting giant plant monsters that literally have flowers for heads. I just don't see the appeal.
Mm.
Hold
oh,
up. Is that the enemies in Arise?
No Scarlet Nexus.
Ah, okay.
hell, now that I'm thinking about it, what
I
other
mean,
game releases are y'all looking forward to this year?
I mean, all the
mm,
I mean, other than
mm.
I picked up all like the major hits that I wanted, which was Near Replicant and uh the Mass Effect trilogy. Like that's it. Other
Me
than
too.
Tales of
I mean,
Arise, that's it. I mean, I don't I'm not seeing anything that's like, oh, like I need to get this right now. Now, if they came
I'm
out with
just
that,
waiting patiently.
oh, go ahead, go ahead.
All right, continue. No, you go ahead
No,
first.
I was just gonna say now, if they came out with that, Jesse Radio and Jesse Radio Future remaster, that I'm gonna have
Yeah, I
to,
don't like
I'm gonna
no,
have
don't
to.
count on that.
Yeah, I
I
know it's
wouldn't
not.
count on that. I think probably the closest thing we're gonna get to that is Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Sega's looking into it, but and also like I wanted to get, Back for Blood, but I'm not really like with the stuff I've been hearing about it. I'm like, it kind of went down on my list.
Well, it's like that's the thing. No, nobody's actually played the game yet. The only thing people have played thus far is an alpha.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about the
I'm just
card system. Oh, I'm more concerned about the card system and monetization. And I just saw what I wanted. Lost Judgment. That's another first day. That's a first day buy for me.
Oh wait,
Period.
isn't that the sequel to Judgment?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's
Yep.
definitely like
Yep. Yep.
okay. That's one to investigate. Actually, I
I'm
still haven't finished
I
finished
still
it.
gotta finish. I gotta finish
I'm
Judgment. I gotta finish Judgment myself. Oh.
honestly, I'm just patiently waiting for Monster Hunter Stories 2 to come out for the Switch so I can start playing
Oh,
that
and I'm looking at the other.
because that looks fun.
I was just. I'm looking at the other thing I wanted to. The Neo, The World Ends with You. I want that. I want
Ah,
that too.
yes, absolutely.
Mm.
And I'm
I'm
still
go-
and actually I'm gonna have to and actually I'm planning on doing a stream when that gets ready.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you played the first one? And if so, how do the controls work on the Switch? Because I heard the controls on the Switch were garbage.
Yeah, no, the controls of Switch, like the controls on Switch, not the best.
They force
Like
you
if
to still
it,
use touchpad, right?
Like, yeah, honest to God, if you're gonna play it on Switch, just play it on the fucking screen.
oh, like you can use, so I can still use the.
Like, yeah, you can use the touch screen on the Switch, and
Well, no, no,
honestly, that's not the only way to play it.
no. I'm saying, can I hook it up to my? Can I, hook it up to my TV and
Oh
play
hell
with
no,
the controller?
nope.
Oh, seriously?
I would suggest not doing that because there's going to be a lot of powers that there's going to be a lot of powers that you're going to have to use, and you're not going to be able to use them effectively on a controller.
Oh, well then skip that then. I might as well just watch a YouTube video of it then.
Yeah, your control options are either
There's
touchscreen
actually
or the
not.
Joy Cons. You don't
Like,
have an
if
option
I
of
gotta
playing.
break, like, I'm not trying to break my arm to play a video game. That's stupid. Like, I'm not
Well,
going.
you could. Well, you could literally save yourself the trouble by watching the anime. But then again, we all know how that usually works out.
Oh
Persona 5.
I watched I watched the anime. It's actually pretty good,
Oh, okay.
and
Is it?
and of course it stays faithful to the game both in soundtrack and in art style.
Oh, okay. So if I just watch the anime, then I'm good then, right?
I mean, yeah, if you wanted to pay that Funimation subscription, yeah,
No, I can find it my own way.
pirate.
Yar har fiddledee, being a pirate is all we can be. Yar har fiddledee, we are pirates.
I was gonna say, hey, in this day and age, I mean, you gotta be.
There aren't
Hey, I
enough
ain't
good
mad, like,
pirate
hey,
games.
I ain't, like, hey, I'm not mad at it, but
I wouldn't pirate a video game, but anime and music, no, that's something different.
You know what I pirate? Adobe products. Wait a minute, Adobe, no!
Dude, I was
in
so
that moment,
desperate after I.
bro, in that moment, and Ninja just pops up through each of our windows and caps all our asses.
Bruh.
No, that's when Nintendo went,
Bro,
I'm pirating NES games.
Bro, bro, speaking of pirating, I was literally so desperate after finishing Godzilla vs. Kong, like in theaters and on HBO Max when that literally runtime finished. I literally pirated off online.
I mean,
I caved in. I just couldn't take it.
don't get me wrong, I'm definitely down for two monsters kicking the shit out of each other. Well, was that game really was that movie really pirate worthy?
Yes, it was pirate worthy.
Well, you know what? Dumb question. I'm asking that shit to a kaiju.
Well, here's my thing. I thought I liked what is it? I liked King of Monsters a little bit better just because they made me care about the human characters. They make a couple decisions in Godzilla vs Kong with the human characters that I think is kind of stupid.
Oh, what you
but,
mean like?
yeah.
Oh, what you mean like? Oh, what you mean like a spilled coffee cup leading to fucking damn near annihilation?
Not even that. Like the fact that the son of one of the protagonists is,
Razor's power.
well, yeah, and the son of one of the protagonists is essentially
Killed him
against
like a novella.
is working for the bad guy. Is working for the bad guy, and none of the main characters really acknowledge the fact that dude exists. None of them know that he's the son of Serizawa. Like none of the main characters know. That's something that dude was in the first two movies. Like, obviously he's an important character. How do you skip something like that?
Runtime.
No, that's just stupid writing,
Because Big Monkey go, ooh.
bro.
Anyways,
Like, you know what? Don't even get me
And
started on like,
Lizzie
dog. Don't
go
even get me
blast.
started. It's like, dude, don't even get me started on movies with stupid writing, right? Some of my other friends were doing a watch movie with certain, and one of them happened to be that new Black Christmas remake. Dog, I have never seen a movie fail so hard at its writing.
Like,
I'm just
Another
mad it's using
question.
that game and not
was
actually
that Was that the one with like all the chicks trying to fight the serial killer? Was that the one?
Yeah.
That was the OGs, and the new one it was basically a sorority house against a fraternity house. You know what? No, that's like even that's a gross oversimplification of what the story actually was.
Mm.
Another question for another time. Sadly, guys, I have to go to bed and get ready for work tomorrow, so I'm probably gonna have to cut it short here for the night.
Pour one out for the fallen homie.
Mm.
All right. Have a good night, Devin.
Okay, 20.
Peace out, my
You guys
dude.
too.
Later.
Have a good night.
Yep.
But yeah, no. The reason why I say the writing in that movie was kind of terrible was because I watched this movie along with the rest of the group, and the whole thing the whole thing was that it was this sorority house full of basically it was a case, they were basically going over the whole college campus rape culture thing. And the thing is, right, is that I feel like you could have talked about that, but the way this movie brought it up basically defeated every single one of its points and made them all moot, right? Because essentially the whole thing starts because this one girl decides to petition to get a bus to the school's founder removed from the main lobby because it's social justice warrior BS. And so it gets moved into the founder's fraternity house. All of a sudden, there's this increased incidence of sexual assault and all this violent behavior going on dudes to girls in the school. And now all of a sudden folks is just starting to get, kidnapped, killed, and murdered, and all this other stuff is getting ready to go down, right? The thing is, is that this is supposed to be an overtly feminist movie. It's supposed to be about female empowerment. But the problem is that when you pay attention to the plot, the whole case of every dude becoming a serial killer only starts because this bus somehow has some sort of magic goo in it that's fucking with dudes' heads, and all of a sudden turning your regular average guy into just this overly macho asshole, as evidenced by one of the male characters in the game who just happens to be this really nice sort of socially awkward kind of dude who basically just wouldn't, do any of half the shit that he does. And then all of a sudden he gets introduced to this bus and his personality just does a complete 180.
That's
kind
of crazy.
The thing is, right, if this is supposed to be a case of you talking about campus culture promoting sexual, it's like, dog, first off, you basically putting it in a case where you taking agents to the point that clearly they're not making the choice to do this. They're in a state where their minds are being completely all they have. Stop it. And then you do this thing where you break the source of all of this, but you still also kill the rest of these dudes in part of this completely involuntarily. So essentially you turn, this is supposed to be a feminist movie where you turn the dudes into victims and you make the women murderers.
Oh, so they get rid of the magic goo, but still kill the guys too?
Yeah.
Huh.
Trap all of them into a burning building.
Oh.
And for some reason, it was just like when you talk to people about certain stuff like that, because there's a way you can write good, and there's a way you can write strong, badass female characters without them having to overtly step on everything else. But in this case, this movie failed to do even that, and instead made the opposite point.
Yeah.
So again, I know rant over, but I felt like the second we started talking about bad writing, I don't know, that came to my head and I just had to get it off my chest.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I get you. You're just making me like the original more because it's actually a really good horror movie.
Oh hell yeah! The original one was dope, but this remake, nah, I wasn't feeling it.
I was gonna say, yeah. That's kind of how I feel like about the new crop of Marvel movies that they have. There's only a select few that I'm kind of interested in. Feels like they're trying to put an overt message in the movie as opposed to focusing on making good story that just happens to have a good message in it, and it's oh yeah, we got, it's like after Infinity War and Endgame, MCU is not going to be, I don't know if the MCU is going to be as popular as it was, and they're essentially back at square one. So it's like, okay, y'all got to start from the beginning now, and like you have like Shang-Chi, which looks okay, but it's not gonna make any money in China, or which is exactly what they wanted, and then like you
So
got
we got
Shang.
Shang-Chi, Eternals, Doctor Strange in the multiverse, was it?
Yeah, those two
And
are the only ones I really want to see. Is
and
Shang.
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Yeah, I mean, like
To be honest with you, I'm not interested. Like, dog, look, I'm not interested in really any one of them aside from Doctor Strange. The only other Marvel movie that I have any measure of interest in is specifically is actually coming from Venom, which is the Sony.
Oh yeah,
right?
because
Yeah.
Carnage is gonna be in the next one, right?
Yep.
Yep.
I'm excited. I'm not that. I'm actually legitimately excited for it, just because I'm like, dang, Carnage on
And
screen.
like, wait, who did they have playing him? Because I actually kind of like.
Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, him, Woody Harrelson. I feel like he fit. Like, I feel like he like after his Tennessee performance, he fits that character to a T.
The man
Yeah,
looks
no.
like Cletus Cassidy. Jesus.
Yeah, he does. I saw him in the trailer. I was like, oh, he looks just like him. I'm like, because in my mind I'm thinking of like the Maximum Carnage comic, and I'm like, yo, they gave him good hair this time, as opposed to that, Shirley, what is it, Shirley
Yeah,
Temple,
Shirley Temple, Carrot Top dude.
right? I was like, bro, why y'all do that to him?
Because what is more dangerous than the world's greatest killer, Shirley Temple?
Oh snap! I forgot the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition was coming out in November.
Wait, that's coming. Wait, that's coming to console.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
That's an interesting case because wait, actually, now that I'm looking at it, the actually the memorial is still going on. Why the fuck are there so many people?
What the memorial for what? Or for who?
The
Miura,
Wait,
Kentaro
who?
Miura, the author of
Oh,
Berserk.
the guy that for Berserk. Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about the fact that there's an entire clan full of nothing but Lalafels in Moogle costumes lining the fucking street now. And all of them have some sort of variation of a Moogle name. I
Moogle,
am not
Moggle, Meagle.
I am not fucking around with you when I say that.
And you take a screenshot.
You're gonna have to give me a minute because this shit is fucking amazing. You got all of these fucking people just with this straight up memorial to a man passing, and then right at the end of all of it, you just see a bunch of fucking Moogles.
Oh, because they're showing their respect with by emulating Puck from Berserk.
Ah,
Maybe
okay.
I could be pulling that up my ass.
Let's go ahead. Moogles.
You made it sound like that was a real thing.
Puck is a character, but I don't know if that's the reason they're doing that.
Ah, okay.
I mean, you know what? Honest to God, given Puck's appearance, I could completely see that.
Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. I'm at
No,
least I'm
Dynasty War. Like, look, I played Dynasty Warriors 9. It is not worth.
yeah, no. I
Even
know
on
that.
even on sale.
I was gonna say no, I know that. I'm just saying I'm curious about the Empires. I'm curious about it because I want to know, are they gonna use this to redeem Dynasty Warriors now? Because yeah, folk didn't like it like that.
Like Dynasty
Probably
Warriors,
not,
not like
considering a lot of the issues with Dynasty Warriors 9 were core gameplay issues, which you can't.
yeah. No, you can't really fix that.
Yeah, it's like Battle in It's like
Like
Battle in Wonderland.
Dynasty Warriors 9 is an example. Bigger is not always better.
Mm-hmm.
But yo, y'all mind if I talk? Y'all mind if I talk about a project I'll be really looking for if it ever got announced?
Yep.
Sure.
Bro, I want American McGee to team up with Guillermo del Toro.
That would be cool.
Bro,
I want American McGee to remaster and to re-release the first two Alice in Wonderland games.
it's like that's the thing. You can play Alice Madness Returns on Xbox One now. The only one that I really say would need that is the
The
original
first one.
McGee's
Yeah.
Alice.
Yeah.
Considering that is so painfully obviously a PC game.
Yep.
Oh, good news!
Like,
They're making a third Alice game, Alice Asylum.
Yep.
when though? Because
They're still
I saw that a long time ago.
yeah, he's still trying to get like the crowdfunding. Well, I think he beat the goal, right? I think he's just looking for a developer.
Let me see.
It's like honest to God, like dude, honest to God, I swear to you, like the Alice games fit Guillermo del Toro's MO way too fucking well.
The issue with that is when Guillermo del Toro's on the project, he wants to do it his way.
True.
So, while yeah, they could work together, I don't. There'd be too much butting heads on the design for Alice.
Yeah, they kind of need to let American McGee kind of do it.
God damn it, that is disappointing.
Sorry, man. Sometimes dream teams aren't meant to be.
Although, however, I am kind of glad. Although I will say this, I am kind of glad that No Safe Roads is kind of getting a little bit of love. Hope that game actually manages to get a sequel.
What is No Safe Roads?
I have no idea how to explain this game, like at all.
Oh,
Here,
I'm looking at screenshots. It's a super stylized game, and I actually like the style a lot.
But a lot of the game is music. A lot of the game is music based. Is different. Like dog, look, all I can really say about No Safe Roads without, again, like I said, I would have to show you rather than tell you because I can't figure out how to effectively explain this game at all.
I get you, man. I get you.
And you know what? The weirdest thing to me is that No Safe Roads to me is a game that is rife with community potential, which is why it's so strange to me that it doesn't have a community that big. But of course, no major YouTubers played it, so I'm pretty sure that's the biggest reason. Oh wait, now that I'm thinking about it, I never
God damn
actually
it.
told y'all what my list of anticipated games was, did I?
Nah. We know Endwalker is one.
Well, of course, the Endwalker expansion. I've been gushing about that for like the last fucking month and a half. But it's like that. No More Heroes 3 is getting ready to drop in a little bit. Actually, I believe in August at some point or another, which you can count on a series stream for No More Heroes 1 and 2.
On what console? Because the PS3 version kind of sucks. In
Oh,
frame rate.
Switch.
Okay. All right, there is a Switch version. Okay.
Yep. That being so there's that. Series stream for No More Heroes 1, 2, and Traffic Strikes Back. Let's see, 'cause there was I think one other one. Well, obviously, Guilty Gear Strive, but I got that pre-ordered already, so not much to worry about there. There was something else, but I can't even remember what it was anymore. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll come to me later.
Blaze Blue Cross Guilty Gear.
I mean, of course, I'd be interested about. Of course, I'd love to see that, but I have not seen any mention of that at all.
Blades Blue.
It's planned after Strive.
Oh shit, let's do it.
Yeah.
Blades Blue Cross Guilty Gear versus Capcom 2.
Cross tag battle.
Look, only thing I need to see is Sega versus Capcom, and I'm good.
Yeah, we get to
Did
see
they even
Hatsune Miku.
I was gonna say, do they even have characters that would fight each other?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I mean, okay, yeah, Streets of Rage characters, fair enough. And
like Streets of Rage, Yakuza, you got the Persona characters now.
You got the Neptunia series.
Wait, the Neptunia series, the Neptunia characters are in there too. Fucking Hatsune Miku, obviously.
I was gonna say, freaking Golden Axe. If you're gonna throw in Streets of Rage,
Golden Axe, Altered Beast.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I thought Neptunia was Sega owned. It's not. Okay.
Oh, really? Huh. Disappointing.
Weird, because all the characters are just Sega the main character is a Sega product. I figured. Ah, well.
I was like, yeah, no. Sega has a very large list. Of course, you gotta add in characters. The Virtua Fighter characters, obviously.
Oh, you should have seen the fucking rant. Angriest Pat went on for Virtua Fighter 5. To quote one of his quotes, "I will kill 1,000 fighting games just to have Virtua Fighter 5 ported."
Right.
Damn.
I will find the tweet because it's hilarious.
Okay, let's see. Seventh Dragon, never heard of that. Afterburner, Alex Kidd, Altered Beast. I forgot Bayonetta was a Sega now.
Sega.
Ray, Clockwork Knight, Columns. Ah, yes, Condemned, which was also a Sega. Oh wait, no, I'm pretty sure that isn't Sega owned. They were just main developers.
Yeah, we're looking at publishers. And
Let's see, Dragon Force.
Oh no, Sega did publish Condemned.
I mean, yeah, but it's Sega. Okay, so Condemned is Sega owned and that character.
Oh, the problem is it's Sega, Warner Brothers, and the Game Factory. So I think it was if they want to use Condemned, it had to get into that joint issue of legal custody.
Okay, obviously you got characters from Fighting Vipers. I think Ghost Squad.
But what about Space Ghost, Coast to Coast?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, obviously I can see a couple Jet Set Radio characters in there.
Sega's got a
Obviously,
fuck ton of characters, they just don't do anything with them.
obviously Knights. You could throw in a few Fantasy Star heroes. Ah yeah, I forgot the Sega. I forgot. I think no, is Sakura Wars Sega owned?
Let me see. Damn it. Click the whole thing.
Obviously, characters from the Shenmue series, Shinobi, Sonic, of course, Sonic the Hedgehog, Space Channel. Any other characters from Space Channel 5, Space Harrier?
Sega does own Sakura Wars.
Okay, so yeah, you got plenty of characters to use there. Fucking, somebody will pull off some bullshit with Super Monkey Ball,
You know what? Listing all these characters, I'm surprised there's never been a Sega like multi-smash type of thing.
right?
They probably
But
didn't
again,
think they'd be able to pull it off though.
I think they could pull it off. A lot of the characters have potential to just do wacky stuff.
yep. Okay, let's see. Thunder Force, Total War, the Puyo characters. Like I said, they just got the well, I'm pretty like Atlas is willing to throw their characters at damn near anything now. Cause you like the fucking Shin Megami Tensei and Persona series, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Warhammer Company will let Sega use any of their characters, but they also have Warhammer.
Warhammer is very difficult to work with for their licensing.
Well, I mean,
Warhammer,
like I said, if they're willing to let that go.
Warhammer's, which I doubt it. Warhammer's like an MMO, right?
No, a tabletop game.
Oh.
But Warhammer does have plenty of video games.
Well, I feel
aside-
like I feel like Warhammer's got like a specific fan base, and like if you don't get them, you don't get Warhammer.
No,
Well, I mean,
surprisingly, like
No, I mean, like that's the thing. Like that's the thing. How many characters in Marvel vs. Capcom games did you only aware of because of that game specifically?
Say, yeah, that's true.
Wait, Sega was founded in Honolulu, Hawaii.
huh?
Okay, that's a fairly interesting thing. But it's like, yeah, no, man, Sega got plenty of IPs. They do shit with.
For the longest time, they were like Sonic, 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 and that series had a lot of issues. Damn near crashed and burned.
Damn near, and it's still like dog. It recovers slightly and then just tripped immediately.
Well, that's because they're dependent on Sonic to kind of bring them out of the fire, and it's like, bro, if you don't have a good story with your Sonic games, bro, nobody's gonna care.
It's like that. You know what? See, the weirdest thing is that again, I keep saying this, and I'm gonna say it again, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Fucking, they had a real good idea with Sonic Forces, but they need to stop relying on a classic shit.
Yep. Like if they had it tightened up, like the stupid part for me was when they tried to link them two together, because I'm just like, bro, what you're saying is you don't think that your game has enough, juice on its own to stand by itself. You know what I mean?
Which is sad because the biggest complaint they were getting out of the game was that, the
Classic Sonic sucks.
people love the custom character stages, and the only problem with the boost stages was that they were way too damn short.
Mm-hmm.
Because then nobody have a problem with the sound design or the soundtrack. Which, by the way, can we acknowledge the fact that soundtrack fucking slapped?
Sonic's always been consistently great music.
Yeah, I was gonna say I never played Forces, but I always kind of wanted to just to see what the big deal was, and just to see if it was really as as bad as people or as mediocre as people claimed it was. Like I could deal with the mediocre Sonic game. It's just
We've been dealing with them for how long now?
quite a while. You're not wrong. Quite a while. I mean, heck, I'm the one that I was gonna say I want a freaking remaster of Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. I know I'm not gonna get it, but it'd be nice to have it.
And it's funny because I keep telling, I will keep telling people that fucking out of all the Sonic, like between Sonic Adventure 1, 2, and Sonic 06, Sonic Adventure 1 is still my favorite.
Yeah, I was gonna say even with the crappy fishing thing from freaking Big the Cat, bruh.
What are you talking about, Ishi? That's the best part of that game.
That is whoever told you that is a ball face. They lied to you. They lied to you.
No, I played that bitch. Big was the best part of the game. You know what? Because there's no struggle, no emerald bullshit. Just a man and his frog. You know what? I respect that.
You know what the funniest thing is? That was the part of the game that pissed a lot of people off. But honestly, I don't get it because I never had any difficulty with it.
People are exaggerating issues with it, but it's
I never cared for it. Never cared for the character. Never cared for for the whole horse thing. I felt like they only put that in there to kind of market it towards
Hell
kids.
no.
But actually, no, it's because they wanted to sell the peripheral for the fishing peripheral for the Sega Dreamcast.
Oh, right.
And how could you not like Big the Cat? He's voiced by John St. John, Duke Nukem himself.
I was gonna say I didn't know who that was at the time, so that meant absolutely nothing to me.
Big the Cat was voiced by Duke
Nukem. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, that's serious. That's actually a thing. My thing was always in terms of fishing games. The game that I actually had a lot of fun with was Sega Bass Fishing on the Dreamcast. I remember playing the demo for that game, and I didn't like it at first, but then I started playing it, and I was like, "Yo, this is kind of fun." Yeah, this is kind of legit.
True.
Right now, I'm eating chocolate cake, and I'm kind of watching. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Grandmaster, but yeah,
I've seen some parts of it.
I didn't like it when I first saw it. But then I just sat back and just gave it a shot, and I actually kind of like it. It's actually kind of my favorite Wong Kar-wai movie. I don't like Wong Kar-wai like that as a director.
Oh God. Why is everything gone suddenly silent?
Any more topics?
I was like, no, it was just HD was in the middle of saying something and then just sudden cut off.
I was saying that I was watching the Grandmaster, and I said that I said that I don't like Wong Kar-wai as a director, but the Grandmaster is like my favorite film of his.
All right.
And yeah. The funny thing is they came out with a Blu-ray like compilation of most of his work, and they came out with a complete collection of his work on Blu-ray, with the Criterion collection, and it's like $120 something, bruh. It's nuts.
Damn.
Right? I'm like, bro, that's nuts for that's nuts for one little thing, and I'm like, no, I'm good, homie. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Fuck. Okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna have to bow down for a little bit because whatever this is going on, my voice is not having me talking.
Well, I don't think anyone has any more topics to discuss.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you all for joining us, and have a wonderful night. We'll hope to see you next time with whatever.
Cheers, all.
Peace out.
Yep.
Hey, hold up, girl. This outfit though.